Pulsechain does, world's largest free airdrop. Which by itself. Let's do it. If you guys have any coins on Ethereum, ERC20s, Hex, Hex Stakes, Ethereum itself, you're gonna get a free copy of all that on a chain I created called the Pulsechain. You can go play around the testnet right now. Go play with your coins. Pulsechain.com. Awesome. It's gonna help get the Ethereum fees down. It's got higher throughput. It's deflationary. It burns 25% or more of the fees. There's no inflation. It never mints new coins. And it's going to be the world's largest free airdrop. So people love free money, and they don't like high fees. And this addresses all those issues. It's really cool.
So I put 10,000 into it early, super early. I bought the rumor, right?
Right.
What kind of return?
I never speak about. I'm very careful as a founder. Elon Musk isn't, so he gets sued by the SEC all the time. Right. I don't have a security. There is no critical managerial entrepreneurial effort. There is no pool into which people put money with the expectation of profits will work with others. This is very specific legal language I'm using to show you that Hex removes the risk of securities. There is no middleman that can screw you. You always mint your own rewards. You always perform your own labor. You are the network. You are the effort. And so I'm very careful to make price predictions. And I almost never make them. I do them for Bitcoin. I do them for Ethereum. But in Hex, I almost never make them. And it's also harder to predict Hex, to tell you the truth. Because it's such... The price moves around so much, right? It's harder to predict. So Bitcoin did 690 million%, which is a 669, what the hell? 690,000x it did. Ethereum did about 20,000x. It went from 31 cents at the crowd sale on average. You could have bought it earlier and got it lower, or you could have bought the dip on Kraken when it went to like 15 cents. Now it's $1,600, was 5,000. So it did probably 20,000x. Hex did a 10,000x. I can list you a lot of other coins that did a lot of x's. In cryptocurrency, doing a lot of x's is very possible. And so could Pulse do the same 10,000x that Hex did in the same time frame, or possibly even quicker? Yes, it could. The likelihood of that event, I don't know. And that's an important number. I'm a smart dude, but I can't predict the future.
Just like you just said earlier.
Right. Yeah. So could it do a 10,000x in 620 days, 623 days? Sure, it could. That's what Hex did. So I when I invented Hex, I wanted it to outperform Ethereum, and Ethereum had done a 14,000x in 2.5 years, is what it did. It went from 31 cents to $1,400, maybe $1,500, depending on what exchange you're using. And it did that over 2.5 years. And I said, well, we've got better game theory. I coined the term pumpamentals. I don't use that term as often because people are, don't think it's as funny as they once did. And so like, we beat that target. And now, I look at the Pulsechain chat room, there's 60,000 people in it. I look at the Hex chat room, there's only 40,000 people in it. And Hex has been around for years. Yeah. And it's like, I think Pulsechain has a lot of really strong advantages in that it's easier to understand. Yeah, it's Ethereum, but it's faster, higher throughput, cheaper, and the world's largest free airdrop. And it saves the environment. Like,
no brainer.
No brainer. Right. Like, it's no brainer.
This coin does something. This thing does something.
Yeah.
of course, yeah, big shout out. So cool. You know, I just realized I've double backed up there with the audio locked off there. I tried to cut off the audio, but faux funny. Someone rang there, so that's pretty funny too. Big welcome to you, Granddad's in the house, Hex Hodl as well. And of course, Hex Hodl says max Hex ratio was all-time high, then someone dumped it. Yeah, that's true. And of course, Wookie in the house as well. Wookie feels pumped. Even won my golf match, team one, as well as green candles everywhere. Welcome to Hex Life, says Wookie. So true. Good to see you in the house there. Crypto King as well. Boom. What's up, Hexkins? Woo. Hey, look, I've had a number of people phone calling me just in the last 20 minutes while I was trying to do my live stream, and it's disorientated me a little bit there. Had multiple calls after another. Yeah, just all ringing at the wrong time. Just after I was setting up and everything else, so it was pretty crazy time there. Hex Hodl's got the phone on and the mic. That's right. Hedron to the moon, says James Bond. Good to see James Bond in the house. It definitely is going to the moon. 6.9 million X, says Hex Hodl. I like it. Brazil's in the house as well. Hey everybody, good to see that Maxi premium though. Yeah, it looks tremendous. Here we are on Hedron at the moment, 6248. It moved higher since we were doing the last live stream, just higher, just a little bit there. Looks like it really does want to try and get to the all-time high there of 7272, only 1,000 away from that. So getting close. Hedron showing that V-shaped recovery is quite rare and powerful, says Hex Hodl. Yeah. Well, people are thinking, can we sustain this? Of course, Maxi Hex was all-time high, then dumped. Yeah, I think we talked about that. They're going to come into that there. That's what we had happen here for the Maxi on this. We had the premium was really high. The premium was really good, and it was just probably just getting warmed up. Obviously, many of us think that it's going to go much higher. It's currently at 221. Was at 23159 on my charts, and of course here we are back down to 221. Now what we had this sell here, 455,000 Maxi. Now we know there's a lot of whales, right? What I say this early in the first live, about 108 whales over 500,000. This one wasn't even that big, 455. So it was just underneath that lot, and of course took the price from 9.8 cents down to 9.56. And, of course, the premium dropped down to 221 there. We had a bit of buying afterwards. And, of course, just another sell there just gone in at the moment. But we're currently at a 2.21 premium over Hex. So, pretty interesting. Rossi says, glad I bought a bunch of Maxi when they first announced the team trade. Absolutely. Nice call there. I get a lot of people watching this channel have been able to pick that up. So, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I realized I was muted on there. Apologize for that. Just to wait the phone calls I was getting. Just one after another, just all bad timing, unfortunately. What else there? There we go, says Brez. Yeah, absolutely back on with the audio. Aleel's in there too. Good to see Aleel. Well, the studio's not even working now. The studio's, welcome to live streams, folks. This is what happens. Hex is the GOAT, says DB. Good to see DB in the house there. So that's what happened. We had that big seller there that pulled the premium down. We were way up at 23159. Down to 221. We were watching this. It gives you a chance to get a little bit cheaper on the old Maximus ratio, ready for team token launching. James Bond says I choose Hedron over Maximus, says James Bond. Yeah, I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see, James. We'll see. Christian Collins, let's go. Absolutely. What else there? Al, a brother Superman. Hey, good to see you, Al. Big shout out to you. Love you, brother. Hey, appreciate that, Al. Right back at you. Best channel on YouTube. Hey, thanks. Appreciate that very much. Greetings from Liberland, James Bond says. Good to see James Bond as always. Of course, not just a legend on the movie screens, but also in our community. A big shout out to you. All right. Hope you enjoyed that Pulsechain Pumpamental from Richard Hard at the beginning. 10,000X, of course, that is coming further down the track there. But in the meantime, we've got a epic Hex ecosystem playing out. And look at these charts. Hedron up at 6248, looking like it's going to try and target this all-time high of 7272, so 7,272, and not too far to close there. Another big green candle. We can get there. The RSI is in overbought territory. Just note that. Some people are taking, probably thinking about taking some sort of profit strategy at this stage. There are a lot of people inside here with a big X return. So let's see what happens. But in the meantime, the trend and momentum is still on the upside. And let's see if it can take out the all-time high. It's going to be fun to watch that play out. The other thing, of course, is we've got the Maxi there, which is the other chart I was showing. That's looking really, really good. Now, obviously, we had a big sell of 455,000. That's what took us down, but the chart is still on the up and up. And of course, we did a poll earlier. 2/3 of the poll thought we would get, 60%, sorry, of the poll thought we would get in the first live stream a ratio of 3 hex to 1 as well, so or higher. And of course, we had Randy Hilaski, the legend, in the chat there saying 3 should be easy. 3 should be easy, says Randy. And of course, here we have been moving up. We obviously got the launch on the 5th of September. And of course, it's currently, what time is it in the US? It's currently 1:30 in the morning in New York. And it's still what is that day? Is it? What day is today? Today is Sunday. It's still Saturday in Los Angeles. It's just hit Sunday on New York in the morning at 1:30. So we've got another 2 days to go before the actual launch in the morning of Monday, the 5th of September. So you've got a chance to get your Hex and to get your Maxi. You will have 21 days, of course. It's going to be a 21-day mint phase. You mint 1 Maxi for 1 team token. So you need 1 Maxi for 1 team token. You need 1 Hex for the perpetuals, the base, the trio, lucky, and a dicky, depending on which time frame you want. You can go for all of them, of course. You'll need Maxi and Hex for both of those. And, of course, who knows what the premiums will do after the launch on the 26th of September. It's going to be a lot of fun. So there we go. We're expecting, and this is the big play I'm expecting on the Maxi. This Hedron's run quite long already. And, of course, while I think that it's got a good chance of hitting the all-time high, that is, the market will tell us whether it's going to happen. I do really feel like it's probably going to have a go at it. If it can stay up there, that's another question. And whether we'll go higher and try and attack the quadruple 01. Let's see what the appetite of the market is. Obviously, all the people with the big X's in here, they have to hold on, right? They have to say, nah, I'm going to hold on. A few people will take profits. They'll start taking profits and maybe shedding some of their portfolio. Just wait and see. We're going to find out. The market's going to tell us. But at the moment, I really do feel that it's going to try and go for the all-time high there. And, of course, that was all the way back on the 30th of March. So let's see how we get on. All right, cool. Who else is in the house? We've got Jennifer. Good to see Jennifer. Hedron. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, Hedron's looking like a boss right now. Lal's in there too. I'll keep waiting for the dip to pick up more Hedron. Might be waiting a while, says Lal. Yeah, it might be, but you just never know. It is getting up there, though, and the RSI is in overbought territory. We will see. Hi, all Hex derivatives are in place, says Al. Yeah, that's true. The Hex derivatives are rocking the DMV, as we say, rocking the DMV. Get Hex is in the house. I've got my coffee. I've done my hour walk, and I'm going to do I'm going to try and do a video on the first week results of the Superman Fitness Challenge, So I'm going to try and do that. And of course, the results have been pretty good this week. So very cool. And yeah, I'm going to try and I'm going to do tips and tricks and things like that. Just my experience. Obviously, I have my past background was as an elite athlete / dancer. And so I'm well aware of what it's like at the very top. But of course, at the moment, I'm at the very bottom. But I've still got those techniques and things still in my head. So we'll see how we go as we move on. I just finished week number 1, day number 7. So day number 8 will be tomorrow for the weigh-in. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll share that experience with you. All right, so cool. DB says, look at how many zeros are in front of Hedron. While I wait for a dip that may not come, says DB. There's always dips in the game, Stevie. There's always dips in the game. There's always parabolics in the game. So, yeah, there's going to be opportunities. All right, Briz says 10:41 p.m. in California. You're still on Saturday there, Briz. You're probably partying it up there, shooting back the tequilas. I don't know. Pretty nice. Well, at 1:42 is where DB is. You must be on in the eastern part there of the United States there, DB. Brazilgia is on the west coast. Hold till 1,000 X, says James Bond. I like how you're feeling there, and take profits and buy Hexes, Granddad. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's a good play. But of course, it's still pretty bullish. A lot of obviously Hedron has got the principal interest at the moment, but the next big thing at moving ahead is going to be this Maxi play. And of course, at the moment, there's a little bit of a discount compared to what the high was. But like I say, 60% of the people in our poll this morning thought that we would go to 3 or more, 3 Hex per Maxi or more. We will watch out. We've still got 48 hours before the launch, and then of course 21 days after that. Let's see what goes on there. People will be watching very carefully for how much Maxi will be going into the team minting. And, of course, that will be a big determinant of how full-on bullish the people get about the Maxi ratio to Hex. So it's going to be fun to see that out. They'll also be watching the amount of Hex that goes in the perpetuals, the base trio, lucky, and dicky. And of course, there's been some big target numbers. I've been talking about 600 million, potential upside of 50%, maybe 300 million additional. We saw that the Maximus team were talking about $1 billion. We saw some independent individuals talking about 1.5 billion Hex going into them. Obviously, it's super beneficial for Hex, and of course, it's beneficial for everybody going in. The pool syndicates, pool staking is more efficient for people, and of course, you do have other options there, liquidity, optionality, things like that. So very, very cool. And we've definitely got a Hex token channel pump going. We've got a Hex token pump channel going on here. As bluegrass, let it go, let it go, let it flow up. Hey, look, I'm going to try and keep adding timestamps after the videos. I realize that live streams are quite long formats. I'm going to also be trying to do short format videos because they do better. They do better on the YouTube algorithm. So I'm going to be trying to do that as well. So look forward to that. So I know that a lot of my presentations, I'm going to try and go back and do a lot of short form videos so people can just eat that in the bite size. I realize a lot of people are busy. And of course, this format is really for a community format, hanging out, looking at insights, but also living the dream, looking at the markets together and enjoying the journey, as it were. So going to be a lot of cool stuff going on there. So look out for that. Respect the pump. Respect the pump. Hey, Crypto King says, I picked up 20,000 Maxi the other day. Now I'm getting ready for team. Nice one, Crypto King. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hey, look, the title of the video is Maximus Team and Perpetuals Strategies. Grab some Maxi and Hedron. Grab some Maxi and Hex. Hedron pump targeting all-time high. So we've talked about Hedron quite fully. And, of course, the teams there. So a couple of people have contacted me and said, what should I do with my Maxi? Should I go with all my Maxi team? Well, the thing is that, there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of unknowns. I think that the team is going to perform very well and arguably better over a 15-year period if you add all the benefits up compared to, say, the Maxi itself, the super stake there as well. But the other thing is, of course, we don't know what the premium is going to be in the marketplace for that. We don't know how much Maxi is going into the team. And, of course, that's going to decide the pumpamentals as well. We don't know how many people are going to be staking team. That's going to influence the pumpamentals. And, of course, we don't know how much Hex is going into the perpetuals. So we don't know all these things. They're going to be answered over 21 days, and that's going to impact the market quite dramatically, I think, over time. Not in an instance of time, but over that period of time, it's going to have a big play. But in any case, so people can think about the fact that obviously there's going to be a nice little Maxi run. Where I think most people will accept that that's in play. It's already in play. And, of course, that could well continue. We don't know where it's going to go, obviously, where it's sort of got some feeling that it might get over 3 Hex per T-shirt, but 3 Hex per Maxi, but we don't know. And so we're going to see how it goes. So far, so good, though. It is playing out pretty textbook. And, of course, we've got 48 hours to go until the launch is going to happen. We don't know exact timing of the launch of the team and the perpetuals, but it's going to be pretty exciting. So, obviously, a lot of people are focused on Hedron at the moment too. Obviously, that's all still playing out at the moment. But the thing is that people can decide to do a split strategy. So if you're a bit confused about what to do, maybe you've got Maxi and you're going to write it up the thing, and maybe you're saying, well, should I then just switch it all back to Hex and take the Hex play? Or should I then put some into team? And so my general thing is that you could think about some sort of split between the assets. If you get up there and you think, actually, because if Hex does well, then Maxi's going to do well anyway, right? And of course, more Maxi goes in the team. That means there's less Maxi around, so Maxi's going to be doing well. So even though you're going to get a strong ratio, maybe it doesn't really come back down that far because the market is pushing it up because it's valuing the scarcity and Maxi coming up, not just the hype, but also the scarcity that's going to be in play for the Maxi stake. So there's a bit of a diversification strategy you could do. And maybe when you get up there, you could say, well, actually, I've made quite a bit of Hex on my Hex. And so maybe you can push a little bit back into Hex if you want. You can keep some of Maxi, and you can put some of that Maxi in team if you think that you're going to get some nice little play on the team token. And that's maybe a little diversification strategy you can think about doing. You can work out the percentages that you feel comfortable with, but that's one major play you can think about with the strategy. The other thing, of course, is you've got the extremes. You can just keep holding your Maxi, and maybe everyone else puts their Maxi in, it becomes scarce. You're holding a nice bag of Maxi, and you just ride the train on that. Maybe you put it all into the team, and maybe the team just goes all guns after it launches, and you make a nice play on that. And of course, maybe you could all switch it all back into Hex. and you've just increased your hex massively, depending on when you get in. And of course, that's some play. So you got some; those are extremes, and of course, you can take some middle ground in there as well. Obviously, with the perpetuals, you can get potentially the yield might get front run in the yield when it goes live, just like the Maxi did. It'll be different for base, trio, lucky, dicky, the 1 year, 3 years, 7 years, and 10 years. These are for the short-term players. Obviously, for the long-term players, you want to get the better yield. So the long-term players, you want to look at that. The dicky is going to be like 23%, 28% in the Maxi, in the dicky and stuff like that. The last time I checked the APYs. And so those are the kind of sort of things you need to think about, the longer-term play versus a short-term play. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Then, of course, phase 3, we might even have staking for the ownership tokens. So all those tokens of perpetuals may be able to be staked. That's going to make them scarce too. So that could be a really wonderful play. So there's lots of unknowns, and maybe the best strategy is to have a diversified strategy against all these alpha plays, and you get a bit of both. You get a bit of everything from everything. Might be one way to go about it. So that's kind of some of the things that you may be able to do. And of course, if you're going to do the perpetuals, you should pick up some team, right? Kind of makes sense. Enjoy the endowment token as well, and that's got scalability, right? Because they're going to be able to do other products and then drop the benefits to those as well. So that's got the upside from that. It also obviously got the 369 benefit with the Maxi. 30% of the Maxi is getting paid back, but it's only getting back to stakers over year 3, 6, and 9. And of course, if the Maxi supply, if it does really well in the team token, there's going to be far less Maxi around. So that's a pretty nice play as well. So a bit of diversification might end up being quite a good thing. You get to win on maybe all the camps, perhaps. So obviously, there's going to be an optimal play, but no one really knows ultimately what that will be. But yeah, I think it's going to be pretty nice. I think the team play, getting some team makes a lot of sense. So you should probably have some of that in your portfolio. Once again, it's up to you what you want to do. Kind of have a feel about that. So Christian Golden says split it into 25% each year. That could work out quite nicely. And what else there? Hit the likes is granted, definitely. Jennifer says, do you think Hedron will hit 001 this run? No, not this run. No. That's pretty high, man. That's over 10,000x from the all-time high low. And of course, that's what's about probably 5,000x from the all-time low. So yeah, no, I don't think it's going to do that. All right, cool. Not on this run, whatever the run means. If you mean this run, it would be lucky if it gets up to this quadruple 01 in my view. It is getting overbought on the RSI. We saw with the last time it got overbought, it came back down here. Obviously, we've got staking now. That's going to help the project to actually increase over time. So we expect that. I expect the uptrend over time to go up, but there's going to be parabolic runs while we get there. I definitely think we've got a very good chance of moving up to the all-time high and probably busting past of it. Is definitely a chance we've got to do that now in this current run that we've got at the moment. But there are big X returns inside here, and people like to bag them, and it just depends on who bags them first, right? So let's see how we go on that one. All right, cool. Cheers, everybody. In the meantime, everything's going amazing, isn't it? It looks so fantastic. We're in a bear market, by the way. So yeah. It's pretty exciting. Let's have a look at Hex. Hex currently at 4.25 cents. That's looking pretty good too. Looking pretty nice there. Like I say, I was actually going to be doing some certain things in this live stream, but unfortunately I got interrupted by a whole ton of phone calls, just all sort of played out at once, and I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do in this live stream, so I do apologize for that. I'll try and do that tomorrow. So we're going to look at some of the APY projections tomorrow. So I was going to do that this afternoon. I'll have to wait till tomorrow to do that. I apologize for that one. So cool. What else there? Hedron. Hedron just looking great. Akosa pretty much $1.30. Just moving around with Hex. And of course, people got to pick up Hex, right, for the perpetuals. What's going to happen to the Hex chart over the next 21 days? That's another big question. Looking forward to that. So yeah, I think it's all upwards, by the way. So when I say we don't know exactly, I just know that the general direction is going to be up. I just don't know by how much exactly, right? So that's pretty much it. I could do some modeling, but of course I don't know what people are going to do, and the models always end up being not quite right. You might be lucky if you get the model right. It's a bit like the climate change model. It's always wrong, right? It's because it's always a crappy model, and all, the temperature is always well below the modeling. So just the way it goes. All right, cool. There's a little dig at some of the IPCC reports. What else is going on there? Al says, I loaded up on Hex, Hedron, and PLSD. Nice play there, Al. That's going to do well, I think, very well. I buy, never sell, says Al. Like it. Crypto King says, how would you split up 200K Hex in base trio lucky pools? Skip Decky. So Decky's got the biggest APY, obviously, but I already talked about this yesterday, Crypto King, and trio is one of the ones I would go for because this depends on where you're holding. If you're holding long term, then it would be trio. It would definitely be in it because it's going to front run all the 10-year stakes coming out in 2030. It comes out just the first month of that wave. So that's, if you're holding long term, that's the play for that one. If you're more short term minded, then the Decky and the base token and the trio would be the ones that would front run that and that percentage. So it just depends. If you're long term minded, I'd be putting into the lucky there, but otherwise I'd be going into. Otherwise, if you're a short-term player, you're thinking about the premium in the market after they launch. Then, if that does occur, of course, then you, like the Maxi did, then you'll be looking at the base, the Decky for those plays. I would have thought you can do lucky too, of course. That would have the higher premium, but you're going to trade out if some of the premium starts coming to the market. You're just going to trade out. So it just depends if you got a short-term or long-term time frame. Hopefully that answers that one. Crypto King. Very good morning, Superman, and good morning, everybody. Superman is a machine. Thanks for all the hard work. You're welcome, Hex Biker. Big shout out to everybody in the UK, Ireland, and Wales, and England. All waking up now. Big shout out to you. What time is it over there? I guess it is. What time is it? 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock in the morning. So big welcome to everybody from the UK just waking up now. This is a great time to do transactions to save on gas fees, says Chris Golan. That's great to hear. I'm not actually sure what the gas fee is at the moment. Yeah, 4 Gwei at the moment. Everybody, 4 Gwei on Ethereum at the moment. That's fantastic. So cool. All right, let's see what here. We just got someone just bought 18,000 Maxi. Woohoo! Nice one. So that was pretty cool. We've got the premium at the moment at 2.22. I'm going to pull down those trades so you can see the chart a bit better. That is the Maxi premium, looking like a boss. And of course, we've got the Hedron there, pushing higher for that all-time high. Back up here at 7272, and we're currently at 6268. This is where all the action is. What a great weekend it's been, man. Absolutely great weekend. Only folks that sell are weak hands, poor guys. Yeah. Al says weak hands make me laugh, says Al. We are spoiled for choices, get Hex. Yeah. I think so too. Love you, Superman. Hey, right back at you, Al. Appreciate that. You're the best. I appreciate it. And of course, Granddad says Hex will go lower yet. Keep your dry powder. None of these projects will acquire you Hex as fast as actually buying it. Fun but distraction, says Granddad. Well, actually, that's not true because we've got the perpetuals coming up. That's starting on the 5th, Granddad. And, of course, a certain amount of that will likely buy on the Hex market. Now, what happens later in September, that's another question. What happens with the Hex after the 21st September, then we have to reassess where the market's heading. We're going to have the ETH merge by the 15th, inflation on the 15th. The interest rate rises on the 21st, and the end of the Maximus launch phase for the perpetuals, which require Hex, right, on the 26th. So that's the time frame. So we will find out what the market, how much market is going to buy for those perpetuals, the base trio, Lucky and Dicky, and of course, and how much actually goes in. If we get 300 million, that's cool. If we get 600 million, even better. If we get, which is the target amount. In terms of the bigger pays better bonus. And if we get way more than that, then wow, spectacular. We've got tons of stakes coming out, as I showed you earlier today. Let's see whether any of them decide to, instead of short staking, decide to go into the base token and play the premium play on the base token. We will find out on that one. So that's the wrong diagram. Let me pull up the right diagram. That's a play, interesting play that people will maybe try and do. And of course, we've got those stakes all coming out. It's going to be fun to see. And wait for this to resolution here. It's a little bit laggy, this one, but we'll get there. So let's go to the end of the year. Let's go to the end of the year. Bam. All right, so cool. We've got all these stakes coming out here. See all these? So by the 26th, we've got all of these. So let's add these up. We got 284. 121, so I guess at 279, 280, 284, so it's $500 million. It's 800 million. What's it? 800 million, 900 million, 1.2 billion. So 1.2 billion there. 1.4, 1.8, 1.9, 2 billion. Say that's 2 billion. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.3, 2.5, 5, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 3. So just over 3 billion, I would say. Just over 3 billion hex coming out of these stakes by the 26th. And how much will they decide to play the base or the token? Will they go for the premium play on the ownership tokens? We will find out. So lots of food for thought there. Obviously, we've got all the liquid hex sitting in people's wallets. We've got these stakes coming due. Will some of these end up going into the base trio, Lucky and Dicky? They've all got the options of doing it up to the 26th. So that's going to be fun to see play out. And could we actually get quite a few of these off the market from that point of view and deferred out for a year? We'll see whether any of these short-term players go for that play. We will find out in due course. That's a sort of a wild card there, but definitely some of it may end up going in. So cool. We've got liquid stuff will probably go in. Maybe some of these stakes go in that mature. And, of course, maybe people buying the market. There we are. So we've got some pretty interesting alpha stuff coming in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, we've got Hedron at 6274, moving up like a boss. We've got Maxi premium at 2.23. Someone just bought 73,000. Woohoo! Someone just bought 73,000. We've got 18,000 just bought as well. Big sell was 455,000. I'm not sure if they've got any more left, actually. Let's go check out, see whether this large holder had some any left. So I don't think they have. They've still got 704,000 Maxi left. So this was one of the big wallets. Folks. That's hilarious. So they actually sold more than that too. 455. They sold over other pools. So the Hex Maxi, Hex USD, Maxi USD, they sold more than that. So they sold, what's that, 650. So 650 there. And so that means they had 1.3 million, 1,350,000. So they were in the top 56 wallets. So one of the whales has decided to sell out part of their position, and I guess they push that into Hex and USDC and stuff like that. So interesting move. And that's pretty funny. All right, so cool. That's one of our top whales. They already moved. We said earlier in the first live stream, how many of these top 58? What will they do? Or we just saw what one of them did, and of course we will see more of those games in play. So lots of fun happening there. So cool. Let's see where that all went to. It's gone to this wallet here. So into Hex, 9 million Hex there. So will they likely play? Are they going to play a split strategy? Are they going to mix some of their Maxi into Hex and then go into the perpetuals and play some of those? Maybe they will. And so we'll find out. 9 million Hex sitting in there from one of the Maxi whales. Let's see. There's so many of them, man. It's going to be fun to see it play out. All right, cool. When Pulsechain, Chris Richards. Hey, look, the first video I opened up with Pulsechain, and probably we're thinking, the Christmas period time into the new year is possibly the earliest time frame at this stage, Chris. I'm not sure if we'll have a surprise launch before then. That's kind of where I feel like it might lie. The highest of stakes narrative seems like to have some feet, but we will find out. Richard's going to make the call. But in any case, Chris, we are one day closer. Christian says, don't sleep on Hex. Buy. If you don't buy now, you regret it in the future. That's true. Granted says, I'm a Hex Maxi. Hex Maxi says, Granted, hey, you don't go wrong with that. Hex is the underground. Is the main game. And, of course, everything else is built on top of it. But there are some mad gains to be made from the derivatives at the moment. Hex is the best. It is. Hex is the GOAT, DB Cooper. Wild Games says, James Bond. Wild Games indeed. They were going to play, and they are playing. All right, so cool. Let us see. Oh, we just had 26,000 Maxi sold there. And, of course, we're at 2.23 at the moment. It's going to be very hard to keep this down, in my view. We are definitely on a breakout. So it's going to be fun to see how high we go. And, of course, we don't expect to just keep going vertically. We have little pullbacks on the way. And, of course, Hedron there also moving up like a boss in overbought territory though. So let's see, a lot of big X return holders in here. Some people like to scale up profits. I know some people that surprise me. Some people that are normally conservative, they've been really bullish. I don't know whether they're caught up by the craze of the movement or whether that the fundamentals will support them in time. But definitely the RSI is telling us something here. So we don't want to ignore it to our peril, regardless of all the staking that's out at the moment. All right, cool. We will see. We'll see what happens there. And we're up to. Did I talk about Hex? Yeah, Hex are currently at 4.22 cents, just over 4.2. We'll see whether this is actually grooming, sort of setting up here with the tightening Bollinger Bands, the EMA 13 crossing, signaling potential up move for Hex. And of course, we've got the stochastic RSI also looking good here, just kinking at the moment a little bit, but still looking pretty good on that. And of course, we have the Maximus launching on the 5th, and within the next 2 days, it will be launching, and people will need to get Hex to get the base trio Lucky and Dicky staking pool tokens. That's phase 2, by the way. Phase 3 potentially we could have staking now. I should actually clip that little bit of video out from Crypto Copy's video with Dipcatcher talking about the phase 3 with the staking of the ownership tools. Ownership tokens, and of course that could be super bullish for base. I don't think anything's stopping me. I think it's going to be super bullish for possibly Maxi base trio Lucky Dicky. It's going to be fun, and possibly even a linkage into Icosa, by the way. That could be really huge too. So this is not slowing down, folks. Welcome to the best ecosystem on the planet. It's just warming up, as it were, just warming up. When Pulsechain, one more day. All right, cool. Let's have a look else. What else we've got going on here? I have a quick look at Pulse Dodge. I'm not going to go through all the coins today, but Pulse Dodge is making a bit of a recovery. It's back up to $3.76. Oh, and we've had the weight token there just as I've gone up in the day too. We're up to just over 0.6 of a penny. Nice little move there. But hey, look, the PLSD here, $3.76. That is looking better. And of course, once staking comes out, I think this will be the next good run, next good play. And of course, when I'm thinking about these plays, by the way, I'm thinking about not just the plays themselves, because I think they're great in their own gamification, but I'm always thinking about how do you get more Hex. And if you hear a lot of people, they're all saying that, how do I get more Hex? But doesn't necessarily mean straight away, right? It means that if I participate in these other tokens, how do I do that and get more Hex? So you still got that going, that game going. So it's going to be interesting to see that. So before Hex came around, of course, people used to be saying, how do I get more Satoshis? How to get more Satoshis? Well, how do we get more hearts? How do we get more hearts is what we say here. How do we get more hearts? So some interesting thinking there with that. So maybe not necessarily in the short term, but over time, because Hex is going to get scarcer, and scarcer. And of course, the community is ginormous. And it's ginormous, but it's still small compared to where it can go to. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, cool. What else? I don't think there's any news out at the moment, so we're going to quickly check Richard Hart to see what else is going on there. We really are focused on the markets at the moment, and like I say, I'm going to try and look at the APYs tomorrow. So we'll try and get into that for the Maximus before the Maximus launch. We'll have a good session on that. Yeah, nothing else there. Just all the watches, which is pretty cool. I am always amazed at the mechanisms in some of these watches are pretty outstanding. And the colors are pretty incredible too. Let's jump over to Maxi and see if there's any news updates since the last 5 hours we talked about. Let's go back here. They're always posting stuff, which is one of the things I like about this team, is that they're always posting stuff. And, this is Alpha, man, from Gold Key 10 hours ago. We have a goal to stake 1 billion Hex in 21 days. Imagine that. Oh, my gosh, it'll be so good. So good. So, yeah, I've been pretty bullish with 600 million. And of course 300 million upside, but that's even a slightly more than that, so we'll see. So cool. This is funny. Has anyone ever seen a more beautiful distribution of a project for Caliber, Maxi Hex by example? I would actually say the opposite to that comment. That's probably the only thing I would probably disagree with there. That's pretty funny. There are a lot of whales in Maxi, and if that's a good thing, if everyone's a whale, I guess it's a good thing. There are a lot of big holders. Now, remember, in the Maxi contract, let's actually go to the Maxi contract because I want to show you the number of players that actually can participate in the team token. So there's 293.3 million Maxi, and there's 5,724 holders at the moment. This number's been going up the last couple of days, of course. But yeah, that's the only people that can currently get Maxi to mint team at the moment are these people. So that's pretty cool. And these are the people that also determine how much the mystery box gets as a copy in the mystery box, because it gets a copy of all the team tokens that get minted, and the team tokens are based on the amount of Maxi. So that's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, 5,724 people are the only ones that can get a team at the moment, and it's hilarious. So cool. The other thing, of course, the holders, they've got the Hedron deployer. What will the Hedron deployer do with the team token and the Maxi there? Pretty crazy stuff. We saw earlier today in the live stream that it took Maxi and took Hedron and Hex and put that into the V2 liquidity pool. We saw that happen. That was pretty interesting. We have seen the Hedron deployer burn 1 million Maxi, so it had even more than 27 million. It's got 9.2% of supply. What will it do? It's going to do something, I'm sure of it. I have a feeling because it keeps moving. It's done, at least 2-3 moves, it seems to me, and it's going to be cool. We got all the whales, of course, in Maxi. We already seen one of them move, one at 1.35 million. So that one that moved would have been sitting, we would have been right here. It would have been number 37, and it's no longer 37 now, but maybe it's making a pre-move for the perpetuals coming up, is my guess. 9 million Hex sitting in its wallet. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see that out. Obviously, it's still on page 2, I think. Yeah, it's still on page 2. So it's still sitting, was it down here somewhere? I think it was this one, was it? Still sitting in here with 0.25% of the Maxi supply. So pretty nice position. So cool. That is it. Look at all the big, large holders. Pretty impressive. We're going to see how that goes on. Cool. Now, the other thing, of course, is Hex. People are going to need Hex for the base trio, Lucky and Dicky. And, of course, people have got decisions to make, whether you've got short-term time frame, long-term time frame. It's going to be interesting if you're going to mature with all the value in it. It feels to me like if you're going to play not just the yield on the volume that Hex gives you over 7 years, because remember, it's going to get restaked as a perpetual stake. You're thinking about that the Hex payout comes out before all those Hex stakes come out in 2030. And, of course, we look at that too on the Hex charts. And that makes that pretty interesting. The APY estimate is currently around about 23%. This does depend on assumptions you make as well, but that's kind of where we are. We're going to try and explore that more next time. So, yeah, the 7-year will come out around about here. So it's just before all these stakes come out, all these stakes here. So that's really important. And, of course, whatever the price is, no one knows what the price, but if we're getting all this Hex getting off the market with HSIs, with perpetuals and all the other things that are coming, that Hex goods is going to become increasingly scarce. And, of course, that supports a higher price level over time. And, of course, what a perfect time to come out here. It's going to be pretty amazing to get that. Now, obviously, the other one, the 10-year, is out in 32-year. It's out in the wilderness at the moment. This won't be the wilderness in the future because some of these things here will restake probably. But that's kind of where we are at this stage. So, cool. The base will probably be the most liquid one, and we could get possibly the most oversubscribed if a lot of people playing the short game, and of course trying to think they're going to get extra yield in that liquidity time frame. That would be interesting. It restakes every year, so I still think that the long time frame is going to do best, the 10-year, because people will try and think that it may get a Maxi premium, some degree of the Maxi premium, and of course that could be even higher if you think about it based on the scarcity of Maxi. And then if we have the third phase where we have staking of all these ownership tokens and getting even more of this ownership tokens off the market, that's just like another level of FOMO fundamentals. So that's unknown, but that's what was hinted at there at the end of Crypto Coffee's video with Dipcatcher, which I thought was pretty cool. And of course, I had speculated on it only before that, probably with a few other people as well. We've got Crypto Pay in the house. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey, good to see you. And love watches, says James. Yeah, they're very, very clever mechanisms behind those expensive watches. Not surprising there. So very nice as we're at the moment. Hedron at 6,289 in oversold territory. We'll see whether many people profit taking. I think there's a lot of people just sitting on the sideline going, I'm just going to let this thing run. There's a lot of people sitting there. I'm going to let this thing run. Let's see how high it can go. And if you've got a lot of people doing that, then I guess it has a good chance of hitting this higher price. How many people? I don't think everybody in that pool is sitting here going, I'm just going to sit back for the next 6 months and let this thing go? I don't know how many people are sitting there. You got to ask that question yourself. And of course, at some stage, there's going to be some part of the holders that have got these big X returns, 20X, things like that, 10X and stuff like that, going to go, actually, I'm going to take some of this and maybe I'm going to bag it and put it into Maximus when Maximus launches. Maybe Maximus will take the edge off the Hedron as people swap out into a Maxi and Hex. So think about that. It's going to be interesting to play on that. So cool. Obviously, people are still staking for ICOSA. That's been very lucrative, and that's only going to continue to be lucrative. And of course, we've got the big auctions coming up on the 13th, 14th of November, and of course, that's a massive event. It is a massive event, and of course, over 5,000 HSIs by the count, maybe 40, 50,000 T shares. It's going to be massive trillions of Hedron burned, and of course, massive ICOSA inflation and payouts to ICOSA, Hedron, and WATSA holders. So it's going to be stakers and holders. So it's going to be a pretty big day. Those two weeks are going to be particularly big. And it's not going to stop, right? There's so many HSIs going through. ICOSA at the moment has really, really been successful. We saw that earlier today. I just did the last hour, and it was amazing. We might actually go have a quick check of that. But anyway, let's get into some of this. 2 hours ago, witnessed a new star and celestial bodies being birthed into the tremendous and radiant Hex galaxy. Welcome to the Perpetuals and ever-expanding Maximus solar system. I love that. That's pretty cool. You can see the artwork there. That's pretty fun. I like that a lot. And what else is going on there? Extremely high. The opportunity cost is, Maximus says. I like that too. That's pretty funny. I think that's it. Is it? Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, cool. Let's jump out of that. And of course, was going to have a quick look at what was I going to look at? I was going to look at something. The Hedron bot, the whale bot. Let's go have a look at the Hedron whale bot. We're going to check the last 5 hours since I streamed and see what's been going on with the HSIs. Let's have a look here. 4 hours ago. That's pretty close. Let's go here. I think that's good enough. Here's another one. 250,000 Hex through the HSIs there 5 hours ago for 5555. I think I actually hit the last one before that. Oh, no, I didn't. So 5 hours, another 250,000 there. That was 5 hours ago. I mean, like a boss, HSIs going through this. I don't know how many of these are being sold to their COSA contract, but I presume that most of them are. There's probably a lot of them that are getting at stake there. Another 250,000 there. That's a billion right there. Not a billion. That's a million right there. Not a billion. A million right there. That's pretty crazy. What else is here? We've got a lot of Hedron sales and buys. There's more there. HSI, another 250,000 there for 15 years. Another 250,000, 15 years, 2 hours ago. Like a boss, man. This thing is just ticking over there. Another 250,000. Another 250,000 there. So I'm not sure who's sourcing all that stuff. They're all pretty similar numbers. But I don't know if there's a common group there, common holder. But that's pretty impressive on that. So just continuing to tick over. Hex getting staked out for 15 to 20 years, man. It's just insane stuff there, right there. Let's go to, I think we've got the dev. Let's see if his dev Huey's been doing anything around this. For 5 hours ago, raise you 1 million Hedron, bidder gives up. Raise your Hedron, bidder gives up. That's probably true too. We had that little 27B shares there on sale. That was hilarious. So it's just warming up at the moment. Can't wait for the big Hex HSI auction day. I expect lots of overbidding. I do too. I actually think that will probably happen too. A lot of people are thinking maybe we won't even get the fair value, but we'll definitely get auctions that are overbid. I think this is probably going to happen. You don't over it will pay off if you think the Hex payout's going to be much higher, which it will, because it's kind of conservative valuation at the moment. The Hex per T share payout's going to be way higher in the future. People are just using today's Hex share rate. Hex payout at the moment, which is around 6.12 or something. 3 watts of NFTs burned on the 2nd of September. Wallet 1 burned $198. So very small stuff there. We've covered that already on this channel. Nobody has burned any watts today. That's funny. I think that's it. So I thought he might have some charts in here. The last charts were on the 29th, which he's got no updates. So that's cool. Cool. Let's jump out of there. And of course, if you haven't joined our Discord, hit the link in the video description. We're currently on, what are we up to? 686 members, heading up towards 700. And of course, you can join. We've got great community and great information. So definitely check it out. I think Maxi is looking really nice. So the price of Maxi, 9.5 cents. The premium over Hex is a 22.24. And of course, the high of the day so far, 2.31. We had this account sell 455,000. Oh, actually more. It was over 600,000 there over multiple pairs. And of course, that is moved down the leaderboard of the whales. So we did have a whale move there. Probably getting ready, as I say, for the team and the perpetuals coming up. So it's going to be fun to see that. And Hedron at the moment heading towards the all-time high of 7272. Currently 6290, which is pretty nice. Not too bad. Definitely going to have a try, right? Definitely going to have a try, I think. We will see who blinks first. Who blinks first? Big rewards come with risks, says Christian Collin. That is true. That is true. But that seems almost a certain bet lately, doesn't it? With the old Hedron Maxi play. All right, cool. If you want to subscribe to the channel, smash the subscribe button and hit the bell for future videos. We do 2 live streams a day on this channel. Your host, Superman in the house, of course. And yeah, definitely hit the subscribe button. That helps a lot. If you want to become a member, of course, hit the join button. We've got Pulsechain, Hexkins, and Richard Hart Club. And I appreciate the support going forward. What else there? Yeah, we just hit the 5555 plus club. So we're up in the bigger leagues now on the channel. So it's really nice. And it's all because of your support. So I really do super appreciate it. And in return, I am super consistent. How about that? That's pretty good. It really, there's no obligation. I just do it because I love this stuff. So that's pretty easy. But I do appreciate support. It does help a long way. Yeah, we'll be doing vlogs eventually once I get a proper camera. Just trying to source a good camera rather than using this other one that I've got. This other thing I've got. It's a little bit blurry. I found it a little bit blurry last time. So you got to be careful out there. The other thing is we're going to try and do a lot of short form videos on the presentations so that they're easy to digest. And I'll try and do more timestamps as well, so that I keep that up. Often I finish the live stream and I go off and have dinner and I forget about doing the timestamp. And then someone comes and goes, "Man, this video's I'm busy. It's 2 hours and I gotta jump through this. I gotta watch these other channels too." And it's like funny. I understand. I'll try and work on it. All right, cool. Let's get it. So we're all waiting for Pulse. This is all before Pulsechain, man. And we got this. The Hex ecosystem is expanding at light speed. And the charts look like it too. They look like they're going up at light speed. So cool. I think that's probably it. I'm just having a look on the old interface. All right, let me have a look here. Just going into the studio. I just want to shout out some of the latest channel members. So I'm just going to go through that. I just want to shout out some of now. What a special shout out to Brian and AT and that for shouting a lot of channel memberships. They did that. I don't know if there's any left though. If you hit the gifts tab, there might be a membership left. You can check that, see if there is one. But channel membership, you get access to certain benefits, and of course the emojis in Discord as well. There's different benefits in there. Now, obviously, the latest members are Pulse Unity, official Stake Hex, of course. Thank me later. Always good to see them in the house. Crypto Dan, of course. Frank Lucchesi as also What the Hex. Check my Pulse Expedition. Kelly Delfino, Honey Drippers, Crypto Pay. Patrice von Paris, Sachin, of course. CL or CI. I'm not sure which one that is, but CI. Crypto Freedom, of course. Hex Hodl as well. And of course, Kelly Delfino, Honey Drippers, Crypto Pay, Patrice von Paris, Sachin. Did I go through all those? Yeah, all those ones all joined there. Crypto, yeah, all those ones. I think I've covered them. Brennan, Yadu, and I think that's in the last 4 days. Wookie, Empty Corner, of course. Big shout out to Empty Corner for shouting so many of these memberships. Brian and Empty Corner, big shout out. Christian Collin, Michael Logan there. So they're all the last people in the last 6 days. So a big shout out to everybody for supporting the channel onwards and upwards. Was it? What else did we got there? We've got a couple comments here. Mega Art now here, but you are all we need, says Mega Art. Nice one there. Appreciate that. That's a cup of handle formation on Hedron, says Humanila. And yeah, definitely looks exactly like that. So a good observation. Hedron is a straight V recovering, loving it. 66 God Turtle. It's a beautiful thing to watch, and that's why we're watching it, because it's gorgeous. And yeah, it looks like we're going to get a big move on Maxi too. Who knows how high it will go. 60% in our poll this morning thought that Maxi could go to a 3 hex per one 3 hex per one Maxi, and we will find out. There were 31% thought that we could get over 3.25 or higher on the ratio, so we'll be watching out for that too. We just had some nice buys in here. 18,000, 73,000, 51,000 Maxi just on this one pair alone. The Maxi Hex, that's pretty nice. So we've got the market cap at 28 million on Maxi, and the liquidity at 917,000 on this pair, looking pretty good with the price at 9.53. We've had how many buys over the last 24 hours? We had 73 buys and 34 sells. The last 6 hours, 18 buys, 7 sells. The last hour, 3 buys and 1 sell. Of course, I think that big sell, well, that was that one there. So yeah, so looking good. $445,000 of volume. Let's have a look on this one. Have I got? Oh, this one's not on the same thing. Hedron USDC. Let's pull up the old pair there. Hedron USDC. We'll put that one up there. Now this has had this pair particularly has had 493 buys over the last 24 hours and 196 sells with 3.2 million volume. So that's 6 times higher, over 6 times, 6.5 times higher trading volume on this pair. We just had what's that? One sell there. I don't know if we've had any particularly huge ones lately. Yeah, very little selling going on. Obviously, lots of buying. That's pretty nice. Yep, that's looking pretty good. And of course, the chart speaks to that. So look at the Hedron contract. 98.6 trillion Hedron. That's with the T, trillion Hedron there. Now, obviously, what would the Origin account do? What the Hex Goldwell do with the large volume bags? And of course, we will find out in due course. Other than that, we've got a very high staking percentage, I gather. So that's pretty cool. What's under the contract? Not sure what's what we got under the contract there. I think decimals, liquid loans, loan supply. Nothing that I think that looks interesting. All right, cool. That's where we're at the moment, and of course, we're going to see how things go with that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I did go through all the numbers on Icosa Hedron this morning in the first live stream, so we won't do that on this one. But that's definitely looking pretty good. And hey, that's the first comment I really left on the chat there while I'm looking at the chart. So it's the first time I've forgotten. I really like my treasure. You might want to try one too. It says it's got all nice. The Ledger X has the Bluetooth, if that's any help, says James. Maxi will probably follow Hex like Grayscale does Bitcoin. Just an idea, says Xhuddle. And yeah, very good. All right, cool. I hope you guys like my Top Gun hat. It's looking pretty beastie boy. And Tom Cruise would approve. Tom Cruise would approve. Right, we actually might close out of this one. I might close out of this chart here. We're going to leave that one open because it's just got a bit more detail. We'll go none on the right side there. And we might remove the RSI because we already know it's in that territory. And that's where we're at this stage. So cool. That's our target coming up here. This is our target of the all-time high. We will see how we get on there. I still feel like we're going to do it. I think we're going to make it. And of course, we've got a Maxi also looking pretty good. I'm going to hide that too. Maxi is looking pretty nice there on the premium. That's on the daily. Looking pretty good. And we had the spike back here at 134. We technically haven't got above that yet, but we got pretty close. 23159, so we're not too far away from an all-time high if you're going to take into account the spike here. If you ignore the spike, then we are at the all-time high, if that makes sense. Sort of a bit of a smart accounting. I don't know. Cool. We got the Hex price at the moment at 4.25. These are the leaders, and that's feeling good to me. And Pulse Dodge there making a bit of a comeback at $3.80 as well. So cool. Let's have a quick look at the PZN. We'll have a look at that. PCN. PCN is going to make the breakout. And Dodeca there has decided to have a little bit of a push higher too. So Dodeca there jumping from 22 back to 30 cents. So nice to see that for those that are invested in there. Still think it's very high risk there. And I probably will wind down as it has been so far. Not quite at breakout yet, but potentially PCN could break out. It's early days and the chart's looking pretty good. we will see. We will see on that one. All right, cool. Let's jump out of those. Bam. We're up to an hour already. An hour. I can't believe it. Can't believe it. I'm hoping that we were going to do it. Remember the first live stream? I was going like, man, I hope that we make the all-time high in the first live stream, but we never got the big buying coming in. We're currently sitting at 6,300. The market seems pretty relaxed so far. Not too much selling in there. We will see whether we can do it. Francis in house. Good to see Francis. Hello. And Christian says, James Bond, what about the S Plus? It doesn't have Bluetooth, but I believe I can get a wire kit, be able to use it with my phone. Juan Gonzalez in house. Morning, fellas. Hedron unstoppable. Already staking Hedron. Nice one, Juan. Getting Icosa. Stake Hedron and get Icosa. Cheers, everybody. Early days for Icosa. Massive inflation staking benefit in November. You guys are going to love that, I'm sure. It's going to be very epic. All right, let me get back to this. Right, cool. All right, nice. All right, what else we got going on there? Hex Human Healer says Hedron will have a pullback, then shoot up depth of the cup. I think so, Human Healer. I think you're right about that. I really do think that that's what's going to happen. K Gracious in the house there. Good to see you, K. Yeah, K Gracious. Joanne there. Yeah. Which brings that up to how many zeros is that? 5 zeros 9. Yeah, I think you're probably on the money there, Human Healer. I really do. All right, there we are. So we're at 2.2, just under 2.25 premium over X with the old Maxi. And of course, the price there sitting at 9.53, looking really, really good on that chart too. Bring on the launch, man. Bring on the launch. We are 2 days away from the launch. And of course, 21 days after that of potentially buying Hex for 21 days. It's going to add that extra oomph chance, that extra oomph to the Hex chart. We could get a lot of buying. The Hex chart by itself is already looking good on the TA. Not like overly, but more likely than not going up. So that's kind of where, let me put it at maybe a 55-45, but possibly heading towards 60-40 is kind of where I feel about this. We've got tightening Bollinger Bands. We've got the EMA 13 cross going together. If that plays out over the next day or two, that's going to be pretty cool. Obviously, from the 5th of September onwards and upwards for that. Now, remember, this is on my time frame, so the chart's a little bit different there. We've got the stochastic RSI moving up pretty bullish on that. So already we're setting up pretty nicely. We've got the fight between the buyers and sellers. Buyers are coming up next to the sellers there. That's potentially looking like a possible cross and so forth. And we've got plenty of room in the base RSI there with the simple moving average as well at 44. So plenty of room to move up. Let's see. And of course, the fundamental in the house is the Maximus and the perpetuals launching. Can we get a billion Hex through the perpetuals? I don't know. I'm just for the moment, I'm just targeted on 600 million. But hey, anything is possible. We have all those big stakes coming out. As I said, over 3 billion in stakes coming out before the 26th September. We have a lot of Hex still in liquid holdings, obviously. And of course, we have people being able to buy Hex off the market. And that's what we're looking for. If we get 600 million, that's 60 and 10%, that's 60 million. We get, imagine if we got a billion at 10%, it's 100 million of buying power. Let's go see out where that might head the old Hex price at the moment. Let's look into Hex and have a look at the dreams come true amount of potential additions. Obviously, the higher price we go, the easier it will be before we have these buying pressure come in. Obviously, it gets front run often the time. But let's say $5 million. What will that be? That would get us up to 8 cents there. So let's go more aggressively. How much is it? Oh, I can't remember how much Hex that was. I was supposed to look at that. 500. So 5 million. That would give us 86 million Hex buy. So if we did get to a billion, and that might be $6 million. So obviously, the higher we go, the easier this is before we even launch with this buying potential buying pressure. you know, that would get us up to 8.6 cents from where we are at the moment. There'll be 98 million hex buy. But of course, if we get more buying before that and then add this on top, then obviously the price will go up even higher than that. So cool. Now, last time we were up at 7.6 cents, so that would have been over 10 cents, basically. That would have been absolutely awesome. So also, you may see some liquidity being pulled out of the hex pool as well. That's a possibility. So we might get hex pulled, and there could be a dual timing there. And that would also allow any buying pressure to lift the price even faster, right? We see people pulling hex out of the pool. That'd be pretty awesome. And of course, when you got more buyers and sellers, what happens? It goes up. So it squares the value there. And pretty cool. Now, I was going to talk about something here. Where was it? Yeah, at the moment, these are our live market data with our liquidity pairs. So we've got 336 million hex in these pools. These are a bit more detailed than the other site that we use on the Hex Daily Stats. We've got the coins here, 12 million US dollars in there, ETH at 1323, and Hedron, we've got that in addition as well, 245 billion Hedron, but 336 million hex in there. So it seems to be pulling in some other hex stuff data there. So cool. Yeah, looking really good. So we'll see how we get on. Now, how much of this hex will be pulled by the time we have the launch? Wouldn't that be cool? That would make it so much easier to get that pump back over 10 cents if there is a lot of buying, even 10%. What happens if we get 15% of buy pressure on 600 million? That's 90 million. If we won't need a billion volume, we just need a 15% buying pressure. You just never know. We're going to see. There'll be definitely some buying. We're just going to find out. It's going to be fun. I love this part of it where, you know, you're just trying to sort of guesstimate what's happening. As long as you get the general direction right, you're okay. You're okay. All right. So we got 2.25 on the Maxi Premium, and I think that's just warming up, but we will see. And we've got the Hedron there at 6165, taking its time, taking a bit of a breather at the moment. We just saw a big sell there, $28,900, 4.7 billion. Hedron just sold on this Hedron USD pair. Other than that, it's been not too bad. It's not too bad. Mostly, as you can see, if we pull up the trades, mostly it's been, you know, not too much big selling. There's 1.3 billion there, but mostly not too bad. Mostly more buying by a long shot, obviously. We had 2.7 billion there. That's a while back, a couple of hours back there. So not too bad. I can't see anything particularly large. Oh yeah, okay. So back at way back when just after my first live stream, we had a couple of big sales in there. Relatively speaking, this 8.5 billion was the biggest, 50,000. So not too bad. The market keeps buying it up. All right, that's cool. Let's keep that up just where it is there. It's probably about right. How's that? That's pretty good. That's not bad either. So I think that's fairly good. Leave it on the Hedron chart for the moment. Who else is in the house? The Red Squirrel's in the house. Oi, oi. Good to see Red Squirrel. Welcome and morning, ladies. I like that. I like it a lot. Christian says Maxi will do like a Koza did at launch all the way up, says Christian Cole. I like how you're thinking there. And what else there? Joanne there. Cool. Hardware in the house there. Woo. Good morning, Hex Token and peeps. Hey, nice one. Welcome to the party. We're enjoying the pump together. It's a bit of fun. Now, I was going to be talking about APYs, but got all these distraction phone calls before I was here, and I got a bit distracted by all that. Hexam Choice in the house. We're going to be doing that tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow. Hello, Superman. Hexam Choice in the house. Woohoo! Good to see you as well. Now we're going to have a little break, maybe, and we're going to bring in some stuff. Obviously, we've got the Ethereum merge coming up on the 15th. So we're going to have a quick look at some of that. Just a recap on a flashback on Richard's comments about that. And they're only short videos, so we'll have a look at this.
Yeah.
Have you seen, before I lead it to, I'll ask you two. Number one, do you think Ethereum 2.0 goes actually happens? And when it happens, does it go ahead and dock and go off without a hitch? Or will you see problems?
Software takes a long time, and software sometimes has bugs.
But we're okay with waiting, right? I'm okay with waiting.
I'm okay with waiting. I mean, look, I'd like Pulsechain to launch before it, but truthfully, it really doesn't matter whether Pulsechain launches before it or not, because it doesn't affect the gas fees. Ethereum 2.0 does absolutely nothing to affect the gas price.
Correct.
It does nothing to increase throughput. It is the exact same gas price, homies. And so Pulsechain is there to help get those gas fees down, give everyone the largest free airdrop. And so whether we should beat them to market, but in case we don't, it's fine.
About Pulsechain. What is Pulsechain? When is the launch?
Sure.
A lot of people are asking that.
Yeah, well, Pulsechain is the world's largest free airdrop. We're going to reduce Ethereum's fees by basically doubling their capacity or more. We fork the Ethereum system state so that all of your coins get copied on the new chain for free. You can go play with those coins now if you want. Go to pulsechain.com, go use the testnet. You can go trade those coins for fun right now on the testnet. And we're just waiting for the devs to, improve a few things, higher throughput, more security, and then we can go to mainnet. It's just software's hard, right? If you want truly secure software with perfect flawless operation, it takes a while to get it right, and Hex took a long time to get right. And that's the reason Pulsechain, we've been at it for over a year now. Probably longer. We've probably been at it for about a year and a half. And we're close, man. We're so close. If my devs were dumber, we would have already launched. But because my devs are so good, it takes longer because they catch all the things. They're like, hey, this, that. You're like, yeah. So it's to be miraculous because it can reduce the gas fees, which are too high. It can give us higher throughput. It can save the environment.
Yeah.
And it's got better tokenomics. It burns the coins. So 25% of the fees are just burnt. And top of VIP 1559 as well, which also does burning. So I'd have to estimate how much extra burning that'll do. And so we've got Pulsechain, which is our fork of Uniswap, which does fee burning, no inflation, only deflation. We've got Pulsechain, which has deflation only and fee burning in protocol. It's really awesome. Like, we're going to soon have vertical integration. We're going to have Pulsechain consensus network, Pulsechain trading, Hex value storage. We've got a wallet being built now as a MetaMask replacement. That's nearly complete vertical integration. The only thing that's missing is fiat on-ramps and off-ramps. That's it. I mean, it's pretty awesome.
And I love that. I love the close of that. The vertical integration. Pulsechain, Pulsechain, and a MetaMask replacement. And I think there's going to be quite a bit of news around that. Of course, we are still expecting a sacrifice for that, so we'll see. That will eat up a lot of Hex circulating supply as well, potentially. And of course, you'll probably do it at the right time. Also, we may see maybe we might see some similarities to Internet Money Wallet. I don't know. We'll see. He has kind of slightly mentioned that. So we'll find out about that in due course. The other thing, of course, is the on-ramp, off-ramps. And, of course, we know that probably everything, the exchange by Rack and Rochelle is probably looking at that. There may be some other utilities possibly that may be looking at that sort of thing too, maybe Power City, things like that. So it's going to be pretty fun when we have that vertical integration. And we will be the shining light, shining ecosystem on the hill where all people are welcome to participate and all, whether they like it or not. When Pulsechain forks Ethereum, it's 200 million watts going to be able to participate. So this is the way it goes. Very nice. Good to see lives beneath the house there. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLX for the win. 100%, man. 100%. All right, cool. What we got there? Bam. Let's get back to the banners. So 6,139 on the old Hedron at the moment. We've just had a sell come in at just a sell there, $400,200. Not too much there. We had a couple in a row there, but other than that, that's where we are. So just a little bit of a pullback in that candle as we head towards the big number of the all-time high, 3272. And of course, we had hit that all the way back here on the 12th of March when we had the 12x upside. Remember, 12x upside, that was pretty amazing. And of course, that's where we are now. So cool. We did get to a low of 175. So people have got 20x's pluses in there, probably 25x or so in there at the moment. So 20, it's huge X returns with some people sitting in this rising candle at the moment. So yeah, to see what they will do. At the moment, of course, we got 2.25 premium on a good old Maxi, and look at that. Since we called it down here and away it ran basically, We've been talking about it all the way up to, but basically a good call there. A lot of people have made pretty mad gains, and we're at 225 there. So we were talking about it down here, so of the way it went. And of course, still expecting much more from this ratio in the future. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Who else is in the house? We've got a few more comments. Epic Crypto in the house. Hey, man, good to see you. Hey, see, man, I'll be watching this on the replay. Nice one, Epic. Yeah, I'm going to try and get in the discipline of I used to do it, getting the contents timestamp, because I think there's a lot very helpful. So I'm going to try and do that. Only takes me a few minutes sometimes. I'll try and get it up there too. So nice one, Epic Crypto. All right, cool. Yeah, I think I've got a room for another emoji or two. So I've got to add another emoji. Let me know in the chat what emoji I haven't got that you think I should add. I think I've got 1 or 2 emojis I can now add, at least one. So let me know, because these are the emojis that I've got at the moment. If you're a Hex Token channel member, you get access to these. Let me know if you think I could add one, because I could add, Pulse Pod, or I could add Power City. I think I'll probably add Power City. That's kind of where I'm thinking. But let me know in the chat there what you think I should put in for the emojis. Let me just go to see how many I can actually add to this list. Because our memberships have gone up on the channel, I can add more emojis. So let me have a look here. I like to add, sort of our leading projects, the pure derivatives, not wild random cards that are not related to Hex. So we remember that. We got, I do have PLSD in there because I think that at the moment that is the front running meme coin, and I do think it's going to have a good day in the office. That's kind of sitting there at the moment. Now, how many more? I got 1, 2. I think I've got definitely room for one more. Okay, I've got one left. So yeah, I could replace the PLSD if there is a good candidate. We could do that. Now, getting close to 6,000 subs. Woohoo! Yes, that's right. Didn't even think about that. Since I hit the 555, I've been thinking less about the subs. Or I do encourage people to become a sub, but I've been thinking less about it. And where are we up to on that, actually? The 555 was pretty key. Yeah, we're not too far. 15 subscribers away from 6,700, and that means 315 away from 6,000. That's kind of cool. Has a good ring to it, 6,000, isn't it? I guess once you start getting over 8,000, that's kind of when your channels gets kind of on the bigger side, and then 10,000, of course. I know that Crypto Heartbeat's almost at 10,000, so congrats to him. He's about 700-800 away from that for Crypto Heartbeat, so good on him. So cool. But at the moment, 5,685. Definitely subscribe and share the channel around. Recommend it to people to subscribe. That really does help a lot. If you want on there with the dollar signs, I like it. Katie says Power City team token emojis. Yeah, I'll probably put the Power City one in KD. Now I've still got the Pulse Dodge coin one in there. I may remove that if there's a better candidate. Obviously, I will be removing that one when we have our all our tokens come up for the perpetuals and the team token. I have the team token one. I probably could put that in. So yeah, we'll have to grow our membership so we can get enough tokens for that. They make it harder though. They make it harder. So they make it harder to get emojis on there. I don't know why. It's such a basic feature. I don't know why they do it. YouTube, man. That's crazy. They're lucky they had the front run, front run on the memberships. Even the alternatives, like what some of the alternatives would have been quite nice, like what was it? Let me think. Odyssey would have been LBC Odyssey. Like this, all these videos get backed up on Odyssey automatically, which is a nice feature on the blockchain. But the SEC is taking them on, which is silly. It's just silly, but the SEC is doing their thing, being silly. But yeah, they're taking them on at the moment. So we'll see. Actually, we've actually got 165 followers on Odyssey now, which is not too bad. You need a lot of LBC tokens on there to anchor your channel so that it gets promoted. That's how that works on there. And I don't have money on there at the moment for that. What else there? I think that's it on that one. And we must be getting pretty close on Twitter. I wonder how many followers on Twitter. 1,841 followers. So we're trying to close in on 2,000 followers on Twitter for Hex Token. I probably should do a bit more work on there to get that up. Yeah, I'm not sure what any other sites. I'm not sure if Instagram's maybe Instagram's good for. Probably not. Who knows? I'm not crazy enough for TikTok. TikTok's a pretty crazy place. I know there's some hexicans that do a lot of stuff on TikTok, but it's a pretty crazy environment there. It's almost madness. It's almost madness. Hedron pumping, says James Bond. Hedron's pumping, yeah. A 3 Gwei right now, says Epic Crypto. Man, really? 3 Gwei, everybody, on Ethereum. That's pretty amazing. You got to love the bear market. Now, of course, that gets once the bull market's on, that's all gone, right? Next time it's going to be even worse, right? It's going to be even higher prices until they get sharding and roll ups in there. It's going to be expensive on that chain as soon as the volume comes back on. So we still need the use case for Pulsechain. Still not gone away. I don't know the proof of work chain forks. You already got Ethereum Classic. I don't see that. Apart from a short-term pump, they're really not so that sustainable. And people really don't want to pay high gas fees. So I'm not sure they're going to do that well. At least in the medium term. Who wants to pay high gas fees when you go to other chains and have better pump mentals, sustainable pump mentals, while also having cheap fees? Who wants to do that? James Bond says, only social media I use is YouTube and Superman Discord. Happy days. Nice one, James. Yeah, this is the same. I wish you know how there's there's all these on the videos there's the thanks feature. Oh, someone used the thank feature the other day to do a super sticker on the thanks feature. So not on in the live stream, they actually did that. Let me go back and see who that was, because that was epic. That was the first person out to do that. Let me see who that did that. First person to do one of those. I'll actually have to pull it up on a different screen. Who was that? Let me go to comments. It comes up on a different place here. It's comments. Actually, I can search for super thanks. So it's called super thanks. So yeah, Jory Bergstein. Big shout out to you. First super thanks out there. And that was the first time ever used on a video feature. So when I'm not doing live stream, there's a video feature and you can do a super thanks and it's got different things on it. And he used that. So congratulations, Jory, on being the first one there. There was another one as well, but that was kind of a test one. So well done to Joy being the first live one there. So big shout out. All right, cool. The 3 Gwei just got some hex. Nice one, Wookie. Nice one. Let's watch the pump. Wookie just bought some. No pump on there, but it probably made an incremental pump. Incremental pump we don't see on there at the moment. All right, Hedron there at 6118 at the moment. Crypto says ETH proof of work can reverse the read write to disk fee. Says Crypto King. Reduce the read write to disk fee. They could do that actually. You're right, Crypto King. That's a good point. Actually. They could reverse they could change the fee structure around quite a bit. You're right, Crypto King. All right, cool. Yeah. All right, what's going to happen here? So just a little bit of a pullback here at the moment, just a little temporary one. It's probably healthy in the sense before it makes it move. I'm expecting some more Maxi buying though. Let's get this Maxi rolling. This train has got to keep going. Roll. Where's the big whales? The big whales move in, come in and buy 1 million Maxi. Bam, up it goes. Imagine if we had a big whale come in, 10 million Maxi. Bam, 10 million Maxi. That'd be epic. I don't know if there's 10 million Maxi in there. Is there? How much is in this pool? 2.5 million Maxi. So that's not going to work, is it? 2.5 million Maxi in the pool. And that was helped by this person back here with 455,000 Maxi that come in there. That's pretty crazy. What other pools are there in the Maxi pool? Just trying to think now. I don't know if I've got them all filtered, all saved actually. Maxi, I've got 2. I've got the Hex one too. Let's pull that up. I've actually what's the USD? No Hex. I was already on the Hex one. That's no good. Where am I going here? This one. That's got 279. 97, so it's 279k in there. It's got 1.7 million Maxi in that one. We almost at 10 cents on this USD one. We were just short of 10 cents, and then that big whale had to sell, probably because of their positioning for the perpetuals. Probably is my guess. So yeah, that's where we go. All right. let us know in the chat what you're doing for your strategy for our team and perpetuals. Let us know in the chat if you're willing to talk about that. You don't have to. You can just say whether you're going into any of them or some of them, or you don't have to necessarily put percentages, but let us know. Are we up to time? 1 hour 25. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let me do a poll. I'm going to do a quick poll. I've only got 4 options in the poll. Wish they put 5 on the community tab. We have 5 options, but on this one we don't. So let me just focus on what will you participate? There we go. What will definitely getting me 20,000 teams, says Crypto King. Nice, man. Nice, Crypto King. What will you participate in? I will LP to the perpetual, says Red Scroll. Nice. Nice. Yeah. I haven't talked much about that, but that's cool. That's more of an advanced feature. So Red Scroll is advanced. So that makes sense. What will you participate in? We've got team. Let's go base. I only got so many options. So let's go base trio, I guess. Actually, let's go. I got to think about how I'm going to word this. And then what else? Our team is minted 1-to-1 Pulse Beta. It is minted 1-to-1. Actually, I realized how I'm going to do it now. Perpetuals. Actually, let me go back on that one. I'm almost finished. I worked out how I'm going to write this now. Perpetuals. That's hilarious. All right. This is what they do at poll stations when they're doing polls. Team. Oh, I had the 4th one. What was I going to do for that? All right, so I think that's what I was going to do. We'll do 2 polls. This is the first one. So getting this one, we're going to break down. We're just doing the overall. The next poll, we'll run this for 5 minutes and then get in on that one. 5 minutes, we're going to run this, so get in and vote. After this, we're going to break down the perpetuals into 4 different categories. So let's see what the results are. Blue Guy says Team Perpetuals, hold Maxi. Team Perpetuals, hold Maxi, nothing. Says, yeah, that's what I did. Actually, no, I didn't do hold Maxi on it. I did do that one. I broke it down differently. I was thinking about Maxi, but then I just changed it to none. Yeah, I figured that people are going to, they're going to hold Maxi anyway on the other side. Mix of all says bluegrass. Yeah. Well, I was going to break down the perpetuals on the next one, so I think that's pretty close. That mystery box is nice. Boom, says Crypto King. Yeah. Let me know why you think it's so nice, Crypto King. The mystery box gets 50% of the Maxi that goes into the minting phase, and it also gets a whole copy of all the team to get minted. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what it does there. Cannot stake in the first year, by the way. The mystery box can't stake their team in the first year, so that's a benefit to stakers. Definitely Hedron and Akosa is more interesting, says Red Scroll. Definitely Hedron and Akosa is more interesting. I like Hex, says DB Cooper. Me too, DB. 1 day closer to Hex stake. James Bond says, I like them, just don't want to spread myself out too thin. Love Alex too. Yeah, Alex is great. Dip Catcher is great. Kyle the Dev is great, and Hex, let's not forget Kyle the Dev. And there's a couple other devs, I forget their names, but they're great too. We thank them all for their hard work, and of course Richard Hart, the man himself, there leading the way. All right, cool. Crypto Cancer, you name the beanies for mystery box, Superman Boom. You name the beanies. What is that for mystery box, Superman Boom? What's the beanies? I don't know what that is. What's the beanies? Let me know what that is, Crypto King. All right, so we got 3 minutes to go on the vote. Get in the vote, folks. We got 52 people. I'm sure many of you can vote on that. Let's get it. We've got 3 minutes to go. Let's get a good result. The higher the voting, the more important it is. Hey, look, we just got some more buying. Another 24,000 Maxi. Nice. So what's that? That's 120, 150, 170,000 Maxi bought there in the last wee while there. Over the last I don't even know what that time frame is there. Is that the last hour? The last hour. Over the last hour, we've had 4 buys on this particular pool. That's pretty cool. And what's this one here? Had some more buys in there. Let's get up to over 10 cents on Maxi. Let's do it, man. I'm so pumped, man. There's so much fun happening in this ecosystem. It's just crazy. Let's go back to Hedron. Hedron's having a little bit of a breather at the moment, and of course, that's where it's at this stage. So cool. Away we go there. Yeah, I have a feeling this maybe a pull back a bit before it's going to go for the all-time high. I thought it might try and do another green candle, but typically it might just pull back here and go before it goes again. I definitely think that the community, it's not just, it's really the community that's wanting it to go to all-time high, right? So that's, otherwise these people will be selling all their X's down at the moment, right? So it's definitely the community. There's a belief in the community at the moment that's holding on. They're holding, they're going, it's going to go higher, going to go on. There's a few traders out there going, I'm going to maybe it's time for me to go for my X's, take my X's. So there's a bit of a battle going to go on at this level. So it's going to be fun to see. Benefits, yeah. Benefits, that's right. Great show, Property Review says. I appreciate that. Big shout out to you. Good to see you in the house. Property Review, by the way, if you haven't seen it, does a fantastic job of covering the rich and famous properties. So really cool YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to Property Review if you haven't already. Really great channel there, and growing really fast. So nice one, Property Review. Appreciate it. All right, cool. All right, what else there? Let's get into it. Yeah, on the move now. We had a nice little buy. Well, actually, no, it was a very small buy, but it's coming, and we're at 6,192 on the good old Hedron. We got Maxi at moving it back up again, and up to 2.26, just under 2.26. And that thing's just, I don't think it's going to stop. We had a poll yesterday. Was it yesterday? We had 60% of people think that it was going to get over 3 hex per Maxi. And we had 31% that thought it was going to get over 3 hex per Maxi. So if we zoom in on this, we'll get rid of the trades, and that would be up here, folks. That'd be up here. 3 is up here, and 3.25 is up here. So somewhere in between this zone here is where the poll people thought it might get to. So let's see what it can do. Definitely, I think it's possible. We had Randy Alaski say it can definitely get to 3. Probably over 3. I can't remember exact phrasing, but it was definitely 3. They're from Randy Alaski. So there we are, some alpha drops from the man himself. He is also just about at 5,555 subscriber club. So he's almost in that YouTube club. And of course, Crypto 7 just passed it. Hex Token, we passed it a little while back. And it's pretty cool as a YouTuber to get over the 5555. It's just something cool about that, because that's what we stake our 15.2-year stakes out at the 5555 club. All right, cool. Where else? Let's see if we get this Hex. This Hex is probably winding up. I think we get a nice movement on Hex. I think that's coming. And of course, Maxi's going to help it along there. Maxi's moving up 9.65 cents on the Maxi. And that's looking good. All right, let's get to the poll. We've got the poll's going to end. We've got 15 votes, not quite as many as I thought. We've got 53 people watching. Maybe some people are away from the computer at the moment. Maybe that's what happened there. What will you participate in? Team 33%, Team and Perpetuals 33%, and none 26%, and Perpetuals 6%. So definitely Team is going to be pretty popular out of the 15 votes. Shame we didn't get more like 50 votes. That would have been a bit more indicated, but 15's something. And of course, Team of Perpetuals 33%. So definitely get some good participation. 1 in 4 are not participating. They say maybe they're just holding on to their Maxi, or just going to hold on to the Hex or whatever. That's all good. There's definitely good strategies. All right. What's our second poll? Our second poll is going to be the Perpetuals themselves. So we're going to break that down. We got the base 1 year. We got the trio 3 year. We're going to do a third poll, by the way. That is a third poll. Hopefully I'll remember it when I go to do it. Lucky 7 year. Yeah. And final one, the Dicky. They only give us 4 options. It's really weird. Dicky, I guess maybe there's a capacity thing on the chat there. 10 year. Let me just change this here to smaller Y. Bam. Cool. All right. Get into the poll for We're going to keep that open for 5 minutes. Get into it. Bluegrass in the house. So many good things coming to Hexkins. I would buy more Hex, Maxi, and Hedron, but all in on the bottom of Hedron and just can't afford getting more. So many good things coming. I would buy more Hex, Maxi, and Hedron, but all in on the bottom of Hedron. You got in on the bottom, right, and just can't afford to get more. I think that's perfectly fine, man. If you're running up from the bottom of this, that's pretty awesome, Bluegrass, if I'm interpreting what you're saying correctly. Prosperity says, what's your thoughts on PZN Super? Conrad Zen is a good guy, but he was overrun with FUD when he first produced the PZN. There was an issue. Was it V2 or V3? I always forget. Someone's told me already. I can't remember which one had some issues with the, I think, the fee there. I actually don't know too much about it. I haven't really investigated it. You know, PZN, Conrad Zen's a very just incredible community member, and he's done his own coin there. I mean, we've seen we've seen. Now they've all got different things. So we've got PZN launch something. We've obviously got Rags and Crypto Heartbeat have doing their endowment crypto Texan token. We've got Silvertooth launching his own free airdrop one. So they're all different from each other and doing their own thing. But I haven't, apart from Texan token, I haven't really looked much into those. So yeah. The thing I liked about Texan token is that it was going to onboard people onto Pulsechain, so particularly no coiners from Texas. So that was the big thing I liked about that. So yeah, haven't really looked at PZN. We do cover it on our charts, so I do cover it on the daily charts. Is on there on our wildcards. I don't. Have we got that? We got that up there. I haven't got there, so we do cover it in our commentary. We just added it the last couple of days because people were asking about it, so I put it on the wildcard tab. Where is that? Let me have a look here. Bam. Yeah, so we've got unrelated. I got it unrelated. In other words, community members. I got the Decker in there as well. The Decker I don't like. I mean, I like the fact that it buys Hex with the trading volume, and so that I'm happy with. But in terms of it's the founder sounds great. He's trying to do the right thing from what I can tell. I presume he's done videos online. The videos seem pretty good to me. But of course, these mechanisms basically tend to drive down to zero, or not zero, but down to very low prices, and the community tends to wane and moves on to something else. That's the problem with these. And of course, the Sacrifice set apparently has got an entry price at 8 cents, so we haven't even hit that yet. So that's really some real problems with this. Obviously, everyone likes mechanisms that buy Hex. I mean, we're all happy about that. But yeah, I wouldn't quite call. I was kind of at first calling this like a third layer. But then after I thought about what I was saying about that, because I wasn't really looking at it at the time, all I remembered people were saying it buys Hex. So I was going, oh, that's kind of like a third layer product, but it's not really now that I actually looked at to see what it was actually doing, went on the blockchain and things, and of course it's just one. Typically these projects just wind down to zero. So that was the Decker. PZN, of course. PZN looks like it could do a breakout. Looks like it's doing well now. So whatever the original FUD was, I mean, there was stuff. We don't do drama on this channel, so we try and keep this a no drama channel. And so yeah, I didn't get too much involved with that. I know there were some issues there, and this thing looks like it could take off. It's on the verge, right? So we'll see where that goes. I wish people well, whatever they're doing, right? I want people to prosper. That's pretty much the end goal. Obviously, I think the best way to prosper is in the Richard Hart tokens. And Pulsechain, Pulsechain, and Hex. And of course, I always talk about having, maybe a little bit of 5% play in other tokens. But of course, people are free to do what they want. And that's also part of the greatness of decentralized finance and cryptos. That's what we focus on, right? We don't talk about, I don't like centralized stuff. So centralized exchanges, centralized DeFi, I hate all that stuff. I love decentralized finance and the freedom it has. Of course, with freedom comes responsibility. You are your own bank. So there's all a bit of that too. Anyway, that's my speech. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so there we go. It's not a Biden Nazi speech or whatever that was the other day. It's not one of those speeches. All right, cool. That's pretty funny. All right, cool. What else have we got there? Pulse says, what if you're going to use more than one? Oh, yes. Sorry, I was just, yeah, that's true. Sorry, I forgot about that, Pulse Beta. A little bit distracted there. What will you participate based, trio, lucky, diggy? Okay, what will you participate in the most? This is the poll. What will you participate in the most is the poll there. Base, trio, lucky, or diggy. Yeah, sorry, Pulse Beta. I wasn't quite thinking when I put that in. Hey, I'll participate in all CS lies beneath. Yeah. That's why I wish I had 5. I wish I had 5, but now that I'm thinking about it, that was a bad poll. Not as good as it should be. Let's say, what will you participate in the most? That is the poll there. How about that one? Did I make up for that? Let's go, says Juwan. Yeah, let's go. And Pulse Beta in the house there wouldn't work on V3. V3, you're right. Yeah, not V2. V3 was the issue, which makes more sense. What do you think of Matty Allen's a small vault, says Crypto King? Hey, look, the intention of that is really good. Like, I think if it's nominating another account, if it gets hacked, that's really good benefit. But what I would say is that it's another thing that needs adoption, right? And you've got to market it and spread the word and all that sort of stuff. That's probably the hard part about it. The actual purpose, the intent, seems like design seems very good. If you get hacked under some circumstances, it will end up, pushing it, I guess, your crypto to another address that you own, control. That's kind of how I understand it works. And of course, that seems pretty good. I did fast forward. I went through that video pretty quickly because it's a very long video. What was it, 20 guests or something like that? So I fast forward through a lot of that stuff. I just try to get some of the essence out of it. So yeah, I think it's a good product. Sounds really good in the sense of it's going to do that. But of course, the problem is it's just another product that people have to get their head around and adopt and things like that. So sure, needs to be incentivized. Yeah, that's probably the other thing, and that's part of that adoption. So yeah, no drama channel. Yeah. That's right, Liz. You got it. DB says lots of exciting projects. Maxi Hedron, Icosa, but Hex is the GOAT. That's true. Me and Pulsechain here, one day closer. DB, one day closer. Katie, yeah, laughing out there. Bluegrass says, thanks, Red Squirrel. I have Hex, Icosa, and staked Hedron. Nice. How about Jack Levin's Hex in crypto? Sounds awesome. I don't even know anything about it, Crypto King. Do not know anything about that one. Just bought another 18,000 PZN, says Pulse Beta. Nice one there. Very, very cool. And of course, we did just look at that. So there it is there. It's moving up there, 7/10 a penny. Yeah, this looks like it might break out. So that's probably not a bad play there, Pulse Beta. All right, cool. And let's jump out of there. Bam. And let's go back to what we're watching, which is Hedron. Hedron there. Wow. 21.6 billion sold. $130,000. Woo! It's still holding up though at 6084. But there is decent sell in there. And yeah, I guess that's the way it goes. We got Maxi at the moment at 27. The premium's moved up again. I'm going to put the trades info in there. Oh, 109,000. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Up and to the right. Bam. We're going good on this. Man, you guys are having fun, man. Are you guys having fun? I'm having damn fun. This is so good. Who doesn't like watching charts? I mean, it's like a lot of fun. Now, obviously, if you've got your Hex stakes, and you're sitting back, you're getting your teachers per day. But hey, it's always fun watching the chart. I enjoy it. As long as you're going out and doing your Superman Fitness Challenge. I finished my first week and did pretty well. Had three food misdemeanors, but other than that, I did pretty well. And I'm going to try and obviously get rid of any misdemeanors in the next week ahead. But I'm going to hopefully I'll do a YouTube video on that, just a short one with some tips and tricks of my experience as I go. I think it's going to be a bit of fun. Yeah, cool. Right, let's get into this poll. Sorry about the design. So which one will you participate in the most? I should have had that on there. Base 1 year, trio 3 years, the lucky 7 years, and techie. Yeah, I think I pretty much killed this poll. It's pretty even across the board there, so that's not too bad. So yeah, that was not best design in terms of that, but the way to go. Now, what was the last? I almost redesign that one. Maybe I'll leave that for the day, and we'll do another poll tomorrow, and I'll try and design it properly with the right words there. But in any case, I think we're going to get some pretty good participation across the board from the sounds of it. Yeah, so yeah. All right, cool. Base, trio, Dicky was the winners. So that kind of makes sense to me. I think that's probably the one there. But if you are actually holding long term, then I think the lucky there would be the better call because you're coming up for the 10-year stakes, and of course you've got the second highest yield in there as well. So yeah. All right, cool. What else? I think that's probably it on that one. I was going to do a third poll about spreading the word, but we'll leave that one out since I wrecked that last one. All right, cool. What are we at there? 6,084, and we had that one big sell on there, and 2.27 looking pretty good. Maxi up at 9.649 cents. Yeah, boy. I love it, man. It's so good. We get over 10. We almost got over 10 before, man. We're so close. We were up to 9.77. Then we had that big whale decide to reposition itself, probably getting ready for perpetuals. It's sitting on about 9, almost 10 million hex there, and it's probably going to do something around there. It's going to diversify. That's why I talked about at the beginning about strategies, what you're going to do. Maybe sometimes if you're confused, maybe the best strategy is to split it up. Of course, if you're doing team, Maxi, and Hex, maybe you make mad gains on the Maxi ratio. You split back in the Hex, you keep some for Maxi, and you put some for the team, and you ride the team movement as well. Any upside on Maxi further, so stuff like that. And there's a different strategy you can think about. Or you could just switch it all back into Hex. But obviously, if Hex does well, Maxi can do well, and team could potentially do very well with all the benefits in there. So team token is going to get you're going to get 50% of the bigger pays better bonus from the perpetuals, the base trio, lucky, and dicky as they come mature, and that, of course, just goes forever. They just keep recycling. And of course, they do have a mint and redemption phase. And of course, you're going to get all the Hedron from those. You're also going to get the 369 Maxi back, 5% in year 3, 10% in year 6, and 15% in year 9. On top of that, you're going to potentially get other tokens dropped as well as the ecosystem grows. So that could be really bullish. And of course, phase 3 may include staking for the ownership tokens, the Maxi base trio, lucky, dicky, and that's kind of be hinted at the end of Crypto Copy's video. So that's just another level of bullishness, right? So yeah, it's going to be pretty fun to see all that play out. Currently, a Maxi at 9.64 cents with a premium of a 2.27, and so far the high of the day has been 2.3159. Basically the all-time high, but of course we had this one spike back here at 2.3384. So once we get to 2.34, we're definitely over that spike. So away we go. So I'm not quite calling it an all-time high yet until we beat that spike out there. I know some people are, but I'm going to wait till we kind of get that on the chart. At the moment, we're 2.3159, currently at 2.27, and man, it's fun to see this play out. Who else is in the house there? Jimrat Crypto did a deep dive with Jack Levin on a show, and also they did a Twitter space that you can listen to about XEZen, pronounced Zen, it says Crypto King. Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up there. So if anyone wants to check out, they can go check that out. Did Jimrat rubbish PCN like he rubbishes PLSDs, his pulse beta? Yeah, we'll try not to get into the drama on this channel, pulse beta. We'll try to avoid that. But yeah, Tom Boss says, I'm torn now. Wendy's was talking about how Maxi is more valuable. Who's Wendy's? Is that Wendy O? Tom Base, is that Wendy O? I was talking about how Maxi is more valuable. So I'm not sure if I'll go so hard into the new Maxi tokens. More valuable than the perpetuals? Yeah. More valuable than team? That probably won't be. As we already see modeling suggesting that the team is already going to be probably more profitable in terms of hex terms, in terms of the yield, at least in terms of the yield, at about 7.5, and that's just based on the team perpetuals, 7.5 hex at the end of a 15-year comparable period. Wendy's for tendies are made of motley. I have heard of Wendy's for tendies. Yeah, okay, cool. Yo, peeps, Spike's in the house there. Yo, good to see you, Spike. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. I guess let's see what time in the world it is at the moment. We are just chilling out, hanging out together, looking at the fundamentals on Hedron and Maxi. We're having a lot of fun with that. And of course, we're an hour and 49 minutes into it. We've got time of day. It is currently 8 in the morning on a Sunday in London. Is currently 7:20 p.m. here in New Zealand on Sunday on the 4th September. What else there? New York, it's currently 3 in the morning in New York, and it's currently 12 in Los Angeles. They've only just got to Sunday. So Brizzy, if you're still out there, you just it's very, very it's getting on to it in the evening there. Cool. That is where we are at the stage. So big welcome. We've obviously got a lot of people waking up in the UK, so or at least probably awake by now. So welcome everybody from the UK there. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, hit the bell as well. How are we going there? Let's see what we're doing for today. Look at that. 1, 2. That's not too bad. All right, cool. Tom Boss says Maxi has an 8x Hedron. Yes, it does have a 4x. It has a 4x Hedron multiplier plus a base bonus. Tom Boss has a 4x Hedron bonus and a base bonus. So it's pretty much a 5x, not an 8x bonus. And all the bonuses that go to people are only 50%, and 50% goes to the mystery box. So it's an interesting choice. What percentage will you put in the team of your Maxi, says Tom Boss? Well, I don't talk about my positions, Tom Boss, but we are getting people to talk about that. I talk about generally. So we talked about the fact that if you're a little bit confused, you could split up, into Hex, Maxi, and team, depending on what your starting position is. So, yeah. Hex Down Under says, what's fresh, Superman? Hope you're doing well and getting plenty of sleep. You're doing very well, Hex Down Under. Yeah, that's the other thing is that, Tom Boss, is that the perpetuals will only have the base bonus in them, right? So that's the other thing. And of course, the Hedron will be going to the team holders. And Hex Down Under, always great to see you in the house, by the way. Hope you're doing well and getting plenty of sleep. Yeah, so I'm doing the Superman fitness challenge. I have been going to sleep earlier. And of course, I have been drinking at least 1 or 2 glasses of water a day. I've been eating healthy, so I flipped all my food to healthy. I've had 3 little misdemeanors over the first week, which is probably to be expected. And so yeah, just got to get rid of those out of my habits. And but I'm feeling a lot better. Like everything's heading in the right direction. And then the weight loss I've done. I was going to put this in a video, but I might as well say it now. I did 2.5 kgs for the week. So that's what I've done the first week, which is pretty good. I could have done better if I hadn't done those misdemeanors. I'd probably be 3.5, something like that is where I guessed that I'd be. So yeah, 2.5 kgs though. You got to be happy with that. So that's just the first week and of the Superman Fitness Challenge. So yeah, drinking water, yeah, getting rid of trying to get rid of the bad foods. I did pretty well. And of course, eating healthy food. So eating wraps, chicken, fish, salads and vegetables. I've really eaten a lot of those, so that's really good. And then what else? Yeah, sleeping better, stuff like that. So yeah, fitness challenge is on track. I think you got to do those 3 things together. And I'm trying not to just like lower the food levels. It's just like switch from things that I shouldn't be eating to the healthy food, fish, chicken, salads and vegetables, pretty much. And you can load heaps of, like I load those up, the vegetables, because they're not like the calories are very high. So it's pretty cool. Hex Down Under says good stuff. It's not easy. If you're as consistent as your streams, you'll be fine. Yeah, true that. Hex Down Under. Don't worry about the weight. It's just aiming for feeling better and more energy. Yeah. I'm sorry. On top of that, I forgot that I'm doing over an hour walk. So just over about an hour and 5 minutes walk every day. So I forgot about that. That's the key part too. So eat well, sleep well, and exercise. That's pretty much it. So cool. Okay. Only 4x. Thanks for that. I heard 8x somewhere. You also need to stake team before the 28 days are up. You miss out on the 1 year stake. Maybe liquidity will be low when it is on the market. Yeah. The other thing is that the mystery box will not be out because it gets it at the end of day 21. It is not able to stake that for the first year. So the mystery box will have 50% of the Maxi and the copy of the team tokens out there in the wallet. So what the heck is it going to do? Presumably it's going to be benevolent, right? So yeah, it's going to be cool. Then, of course, this is the second phase. So the first phase, we had Maxi launch with the 15-2-year mega stake, number 30 biggest stake, of course, 42,000 T-shares. And, of course, that has been operating fantastic premium. The second, of course, phase is what we've got coming up on the 5th of September within the next 2 days. And, of course, that is the team and the perpetuals. And then the third phase we've been hinted to at the end of Crypto Coffee's video with Dip Catcher around potential staking of the Perpetuals and Maxi ownership tokens. That would be next level stuff, right? So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. On top of that, he's talked about possibly linking in Icosa, possibly other token, other sort of systems and rewards. There's all sorts of opportunities. These guys are smart guys, and I'm sure they've been thinking about it. So cool. We will see how phase 3 goes and what that will end up being. But sounds pretty good to me. All right, cool. Yeah. Hey, look, Hedron is almost at 100 trillion Hedron. Isn't that crazy? We looked at it before. It was 98.6 trillion Hedron. It's pretty insane. I think we started about 84.5 trillion when Icosa launched, and so 84.5 is now up to 98.6. So it's a pretty mad amount of minting that's gone on. But it's good to probably get it out, right? A lot of that out, and obviously there's more to come. But getting a lot of that stuff out, and then of course we have a massive Hedron burning event with the liquidations in November, 13th, 14th onwards for 2 weeks, kind of a bit like the big payday for Icosa as well. So massive Hedron burn, massive HSI sales, and of course a massive Icosa inflation event, a bit like the big payday in Hex, but lasts for longer. And then of course massive that inflation is going to go to the stakers, right? So if you're staking Hedron, Icosa, and you got Watts NFTs, it's going to be an absolute massive windfall at the beginning. And so, yeah, this chart for Hedron, it is early days. And we're going to see what it's like in the future with that. And, of course, Icosa as well, linked to the HSI buybacks, linked to the Hex price at the moment. Yeah, we're going to see how that plays out and how long that holds, whether that will hold up as the inflation comes into the market. So it's going to be fun to see. All right, cool. Hedron baby, dark horse. Yeah, I would say so. It's still early days, like I say. But of course, there are big X returns in here at the moment. And for those that have a short-term view, they're the ones likely to cascade this price down. But I do have a big feeling that the community, Hedron community at the moment, wants to see this thing go higher. Obviously, the chart's telling us that. And we did see this one just sell out. This one decided, nah, I'm out. 21.5 billion Hedron just sold. $430,000. That was just a little while ago. So there are people that are willing to sell out. They'll go, nah, we're getting pretty tough up here. I'm going to maybe scale out some profitability there. So just remember that. At the moment, the trend is your friend, and people are still buying. So we'll see how we get on. But yeah, I do have a feeling this orange line here is the all-time high target. Above that, of course, is the 401, and that's looking pretty good too. Just putting up a little spreadsheet there, how we come up to an hour 57 minutes. Not too bad. Let me have a look at the zero sheet here. Pull up in the Icosa one here. Let's see where we're up to. Yeah, so let's put in the price in. We've just got a slightly lower price at the moment. These are our core pumpamentals. 0.86. So yeah, we're 1.68 to get to a quadruple 01 price. And so 1.66 from here. To get the all-time high price of 1.2, which is doable. It's doable. We have got we're on the oversold period here on the RSI, and so that's a big warning. Like not maybe warning's not the right word, but a big signal to you that it could potentially go down. We saw that in the last rise here, the RSI coming down. But of course, over time we're expecting this to probably more likely go up over time because we have staking now, Hedron staking, and of course that has locked a lot of it away. There's a few unknown questions around origin account and things like that. But we'll see how we get on. I think it's going to probably parabolically rise over time. And we're currently in a bear market, right? So that's the other cool thing. So yeah, looking not too bad. So yeah, definitely we're going to have dips in the game, parabolics in the game. But I do think that this is going to try and move higher over time. And with the HSI sales in November, this thing, if it does dip, it won't be for long, right? It's going to just pile all the way up through to November. So we're talking about November here, so back here. So we might get some dips, and I can see it sort of zigzagging up there on the way. That's pretty much how I feel that's going to go. Maxi, on the other hand, let's see where this is going to go. It gets to 3-1 or whatever it's going to be. It's going to be fun to see. And of course, over the 21 days mint phase, we're going to see how much Maxi goes into team. That's going to be a big, big thing to watch when no one knows. And the better, the more successful both Maxi and team will be, I would suggest, because the more Maxi goes in, the more team If there's more team, then it's kind of like, yeah, this project's successful. A lot of people want to go into it. So they're kind of backing that. But then, of course, how many people stake as well, and what the premium will be, those are all the market's going to decide that too. A lot of fun. And, of course, we suspect that the perpetuals will feed into buy pressure for Hex, both short-term and remove circulating supply. Hey, look, if it does 1 billion Hex, that'd be just mind-blowing, wouldn't it? Off the market, that'd be just incredible. Maybe if it does even more, that'd be absolutely spectacular. I'm hoping for 600 million. I think that's a great result. If we get more than that, that's just all upside. So yeah, the market will decide. We're expecting 150 million from Maxi. We got 294.3 million, and of course that did have a Hedron 4x bonus in it plus the base. But of course, I suspect that this will probably do pretty well as well. So we'll see. We've got to scale the premium though down accordingly, right? Compared to Maxi. All right, so we've got the theoretical here: B share divided by average stake length for the Hedron there, 81x to go. That would get us to 0.00494, and all-time low 175. 10,000x would get us to just under 0.2 of a penny. The 287x up there. So that's kind of the longer game. Fundamentals. Short term, this is kind of what's in our reasonable scope, I think, at this stage. So let's see how we get on. Currently, it's not too bad at all. All right, cool. Let's get rid of the RSI and let's pull back the daily here and have a look at that. So we're going to zoom up to the all-time high there. I think it's a bit better. We've got the Maximus at the moment is looking pretty good too. The 2.25 with the high today so far of 2.27. We had one whale earlier, sell back. Oh, we just had a big sale there too. 124,000 to sell there after the 109. So that just came in. We missed that. So obviously on the way up, getting a little bit of sales repositioning, things like that. Obviously with the nice premium 2.25, pretty juicy. We got to buy through that, right? Got to buy through that. But of course, up less than 2 days to go till the launch for September in the morning. Sometimes we don't know; it's going to be a surprise. And of course, Las Vegas is going to be all hum, right? And Las Vegas is going to be pumping with excitement around this. And of course, Tip Catcher and Gold Key will be there. So that's going to be fun. What is going on here with right to the bottom here? KSB TV meetups. So Las Vegas is going to be humming. It's going to be, I know people are going there now. So there's lots of people traveling to Las Vegas. 5th is going to be the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament. 6th is going to be DeFi 60 Ladies Club. Of course, at the Red Pleb Cabana Pool. 7th is going to be Power City. Open Doors. 8th is going to be Happy Hour. Obviously, the PulseCon conference is on as the main event. And of course, let me go to where that is with PulseCon. Yeah, PulseCon here is going to be the main event. There's also got parties on either side of it as well. So it's going to be cool. So there's probably 7 or 8 official events that I'm aware of. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 more, who knows. Yeah, pool party on the 5th, conference on the 6th and the 7th, and of course the after party with Nagabo and all that on the 8th. So it's going to be pretty cool. The Pulse conference is going to be at the World View. So there's a lot of people moving to that, going to that, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I wish them the best with Power City as well. Internet Money is doing a $20,000 at the golf course, a hole-in-one. So that'd be pretty neat if you get that. That'd be pretty awesome. All right, cool. Let's jump back to here. What else there? Tomba says it's so cool to have things like Maxi and Hedron to play with and kind of help Hex at the same time. Agree, Tom Boss. I think agree. Now it does take a little bit of limelight off Hex, but actually I think it's just a short-term blip in the Hex at the end of the Hex bear market. Is probably the way I look at it. Now, obviously, we've got wider market issues with the interest rates coming in 25th September. That is just before the end of the Maximus launch of the team of Perpetuals on the 26th. Yeah, that's coming. We'll have to reassess things at that time. Obviously, people were expecting October, November. A lot of people expecting that to be the fall. Like for Bitcoin to fall down to maybe the 85% correction that Richard's talking about. It kind of feels October, November could happen following the interest rate rises. So we'll have to assess the market conditions at the time. But at the moment, I think at least to the middle of September, we have a window of opportunity for nice fundamentals, and we're seeing that, right? We're seeing it. It's pretty good. And the 5th of September is going to be good for Hex as well with the Maximus team and Perpetuals. We've also got inflation coming out in the middle of September as well, the 15th, the same as the ETH merge. So really after the middle of the month, that's when we've got to reassess how everything's going to look going forward. It's kind of cool. All right, very nice. Hey, we just come up to 2 hours and 5 minutes. I hope you guys, we just had a little bit of pullback in Hedron here while we speak here. Someone just sold 1.3 billion. Other than that, we also had 21.6. We had a little bit of selling here. This is when I said that we're possibly earlier that some people sitting there going, am I going to sell now? Am I going to sell? Am I going to take some profits now? Sort of short-term minded. I think quite a few people in the community are like, I just want to see how far this goes. Are we getting to all-time high and stuff like that? They're thinking about November coming. So we've got probably quite a few players thinking like that. I think the majority of players like that. But you just need some of these big holders here that have got big 10x, 20x returns in there. Some people, 5x, 10x, 20x. Some of the people bought down here, for example, some people bought in here. They're all got a profit at the moment. So you've got to have that pressure. So you've got these two conflicting parties going. But of course, I do feel that even if it comes back, it will zigzag up. It's kind of like that. But I feel it's like a pretty good chance of trying to hit the all-time high here. We may get some big green candles after these sell-offs, or it might just pull back and we might zigzag all the way up to November as this kind of two scenarios at this stage. But yeah, trend is your friend at the moment. As I say, the RSI is telling us something though. We are in overbought territory, so just remember that. All right, cool. And Maxi. I think Maxi's going to do some fun things. That's what 24 hours, 48 hours of fun. And then, of course, then the market might say, hey, what's going to happen as people want to get team token? Maybe people will binge in. It's going to be fun to see what the profile of Maxi versus team minting is going to be over the next 3 weeks, as well as, of course, the amount of hex going into the perpetuals there. Both of them are going to be interesting to see. The bigger the perpetuals, the more successful the team token. The more rewards going into the team token staking. So the bigger they are, the more the rewards. And of course, that's going to be fun to see. And the more Maxi that goes into team, generally signaling more successful the team will be. Obviously, how many people will stake their team? There's, obviously other people providing team and liquidity pools. So not everyone will be staking. Some people playing the short game. So it's got a lot of cool things we're going to watch. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see that. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up the live stream. It's been going for 2 hours and 7 minutes. So we're going to wrap it up probably in a couple of minutes. So let's see who else is in house there. DB says, I'm not going to lie. I want Pulse like now, like in 3, 2, 1. DB, dang it, that didn't happen. But DB, we're all with you, man. Unfortunately, we all just have to keep waiting. Richard has been consistent about the fact that they're trying to work on getting all the bugs out and the code attack vectors. So we'll just have to be patient until it comes. When it comes, it's going to be glorious. And I'm sure it's going to be taking over crypto. So yeah, won't worry too much about that. Thomas says Maxi and Hex are about to get nice pumps over the next 3 weeks. I agree with you, Tombos. Agree with you big time. He's done up with the Supermans. Love it. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell and all that. It's good stuff. We're going to keep going for probably another 7 minutes. We're going to go for 2 hours and a quarter. We're currently up at 2 hours and 7. So we're going to go for another 7 minutes or so. All right, highest of stakes release, then Pulse. That's right. You guys know it, and I've got that in my waterfall chart. So let's bring in the waterfall chart because it does show all that stuff coming. It's going to eat up the Hex circulating supply. So just remember, if you think that people are saying, oh, it's a distraction from Hex, it's that these are actually bullish for Hex. They're eating up the circulating supply, and this is how they're doing it. As we go forward in time, we've got all these events coming to eat up the things. So these are all the past. These things here are in the past. These things are in the past here. The Hex Investment Trust is still going though. That's the only one that's got an estimate in it. All the rest of the actual numbers. And of course, here we are with the highest estate. There's actually higher than this. There's understating the actual size in there. And of course, I'm going to try and update that number with actuals. And of course, we've got Maximus and Perpetuals. That's about to launch on the 5th of September, eating up the Hex circulating supply. And down we go. Now, the starting value is May 21. Based on the Hex audit by Gunther the Accountant. Now, I do have the April update number, so that's what the difference is between these, the Pulse and the Pulse Hex Sacrifice, etc. And of course, this is where we are now. These things potentially are huge. Now, obviously, I'm targeting 600 million. We could have 50% upside. And of course, if that happens, that's beautiful. Look how much that's eating up, a lot. Now, if we do better than that, that'd just be mind-blowing, honestly. I'll be very happy if we just get to 600 million. Any upside is just fantastic. And of course, who knows where we'll go. If we get $1 billion, matching that, beautiful, off the market. And most of it's going off on perpetual stakes. That's pretty cool. Obviously, and then of course with Power City Flex, we'll probably possibly have other projects coming into eating the circulating supply. The Hearts wallet potentially. I got $500 million in there, but maybe it could do even more. Hex Investment Trust goes on to NASDAQ, opens that investment property up to all the capital investing houses all around the world, corporates, everything else that could be massive. Just put up, these numbers are all just arbitrary numbers, but variety higher stakes. Obviously, as you get further down here, you expect the Hex price to be way higher, right? Way higher. And its relation to the circulating supply, its relationship to liquidity in the pool at any particular time, obviously, as well. And of course, EB Exchange coming up, Pulsechain, highest stakes. These all potentially have some nice big impacts. But once again, the numbers here are all just basic model numbers are basically arbitrary at this stage. We don't know. So cool, but they're all fundamentals, and down we will go. EB Exchange could be potentially really big, and that's also going to have big marketing power behind it as well. Liquid loans and leverage. Don't understate leverage is what makes asset prices go up dramatically. Is a lot of leverage lending. So these are really big players. They're coming 4 to 6 weeks after the Pulsechain, remember? So I've got Pulsechain first, then these ones here. Obviously, exchange going to be dominant, focused on Pulsechain too, with the EB Exchange from Rack and Rashot, Overwatch, and everything blockchain. So that's coming up too. So yeah, bullish. And we're going to fill those numbers in. I'm going to try and redo this in another chart just so I can separate out the actuals from estimates and projections. So I'll try and do that in the future, just make it a bit easier to follow. But basically, the basic idea is you can see all the things coming in the line. This is where we are now at the moment. All these things coming in the future. And of course, there's things that we don't know of that are coming as well. So very exciting. All right, cool. We're up to Scott Jackson says, what do you think of the Bank X? Says Scott Jackson. I think I've heard of that, but I don't know enough about it, Scott. So can't comment on that one. Has there been any updates on the IM wallet lately? Just the last update we had, I posted it on this channel, the latest video update there. They must be very advanced now, I would suggest. The last time they had updates, they were able to issue addresses on the blockchain, on the EVM chains, all EVM chains. So that was one of the big updates they had in the wallet. So they had addresses there. They were able to do transfers and all that. So the basics of the wallet pretty much there. Great white. So that's cool. I'm not sure if I had an update in here. Not sure if I've got that video of the update. Let me have a look here. Yeah, I definitely posted on this YouTube channel. That was the latest update. I got permission from KG to post that. So yeah, this was the update. So what I'll do, Great White, is I'll post the update at the end of this live stream. So you can watch that video. I'm going to play that with Internet Money. You'll see the latest updates there. I'll play it as a sort of an encore bonus. All right, so we're up to 2 hours and 12 minutes. We're going to go for another 2 minutes or so. Watching these charts, we're having a little bit of a pullback at the moment, as you can see, but it might be very short-lived. I do really think that that's going to try and go to the all-time high in this one particular move. It's got to absorb any selling. We had a few bit of selling and going in there, and of course, this is what I said. So at this level, some of the players that like to trade out will trade out the X returns, and even if it doesn't hit the all-time high, but there are a lot of people who are trying to wait. Can we get it there? And then maybe might get a lot of selling resistance. We'll see. Now, if there's big whales decide to really try and move this up faster, it'd be pretty weird to do that, but they might try and do it. I don't think they're going to, but like push it past the all-time high and then keep going. Possible, but yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to do that. So cool. Yeah, currently at 6,091. Maxi at the moment here. We just had that big sell of 124,000, so that actually pulled us down. We're actually moving back up to the high there. But this person couldn't wait. This person could not wait. They had to just go. That's what I'm talking about. Instead of letting it just ride, these people, they had to sell out. So that's just what I'm talking about. They're in there. So we had two big ones there, that 455 and that 124 there. Let's see what this whale, how much they've got in their wallet. Let's go have a look. So what up there? They got US dollars 43,000. What else they got there? Nothing much else. So that's cool. On that one, I don't think they had anything else there. No. Cool. All right, cool. That's it. All right. I'm going to close out that one. We've got Hex currently at 4.237 cents. The chart is looking probably more better than not. I have it at 55.45 on the upside. The indicators, we've got 3 indicators that are looking more bullish, but of course, there's still need a bit more time to see that play out. I think it's going to be game over anyway by the 5th of September when we launch, because I think that's fundamentals is going to push it higher. So we're going to see that play out too. All right, cool. Let's wrap up here. I accidentally left that copy on there. Copy, thanks, says Great White. Good morning from London. Hex family, says Hexile. Hey, good to see Hexile. Hey, we're just about to wrap up, actually. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm going to go get some dinner. You know, guys, hope you guys have enjoyed this 2 hour and 15-minute session, man. Hey, it's fun to watch the green charts. We might as well enjoy it while it's here, right? All right. Let me play out. I'm going to play out some funky stuff here. We're going to play out the Pulsechain video, and then I'm going to play just for you, Great White. We're going to play the Internet Money latest update video. It's about 5 minutes long. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Take care, everybody. Subscribe, like, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. I'll be in Discord too. See you there. Cheers. Woohoo! Rock on, rock on. All right, let's go.
What's up, everybody? KG here, coming at you with an exciting video today with an official announcement to say that the Internet Money Wallet is officially in alpha mode, which means that internally we are getting it on devices and testing the functionality. To show you, I'm on an Android phone, and here is the application right here. Now, this is only on Android, and this is still internally, so this is not the public beta yet, but this is one step closer to that public beta, and this is beyond the design phase. This is actual in-app functionality. So let me take you through it. New to crypto. I understand. Password setup. We'll do test password 123. If you try to use this as the official password, you will fall short. Please, if you're setting your own password, use a better one. I cannot type. Get started. Oh. Creating, this is right now, it's generating the seed phrase. Congratulations. So it just generated the seed phrase. Little seed phrase education. And there it is, 24-word seed phrase. I confirm that I have stored my recovery phrase. Slide to confirm. You are in the wallet. Now, nothing else, no other functionality has been built out yet. So right now, that's why it's alpha testing, because we're still building everything out. But I'm going to stop the video and restart the video and show you that this address is actually on Pulsechain testnet, and I can send it some test pulse. So you can see the address there. I'll be right back and I will show you. Okay. I am back, and I have sent myself some test pulse from another wallet that I have, and I will drop both the transaction hash of that test pulse being sent, as well as the wallet address that is shown in this video. So we just created the wallet. Now I have to type in my password again because I closed the app. And you see it's the same address, and I have sent myself 5555 test pulse. So that what this means is that the Internet Money wallet can officially generate a seed phrase, which can then in turn house public keys or addresses that are operable on EVM chains. In this case, Pulsechain testnet. So we can officially create public and private keys that exist and operate and interact with Pulsechain testnet. I appreciate everybody taking the time to watch. I appreciate everybody who has supported the movement thus far. Again, this is the KG, the founder of the Internet Money ecosystem, and I have just showed you the Internet Money wallet on an Android phone in official alpha testing mode. It has begun. I cannot wait to deliver more updates. Talk to everybody soon.